All right, yo, I'm live. It's Ethan Van Sciver. This is Comic Artist Pro Secrets and Comicsgate. Comicsgate Live. Let's take it down a notch. Kids are sleeping. There are people sleeping all over the world. Let's just try to be calm and cool. How come my microphone sounds like this? I like that better. That sounds good. All right, let's see if we can get anyone in here. I'm not expecting much. It is Monday. It's a Monday. Hello, everyone. Watermelon Platypus, thanks for $2. Hit that thumbs up. Big stuff is happening with Cyberfrog. That is correct. Look, here's the reality of it all. The reality of it all is Cyberfrog is one of the biggest comic books in the industry right now, and it hasn't even come out yet. Cyberfrog hasn't even come out yet, and it is a comic book that everybody knows about. How did I do it? How did I do it? How did I make Cyberfrog a comic that didn't really work out so well in the 1990s for me, but it did get me my start? How did I make Cyberfrog? How did we make Cyberfrog the biggest comic book in the world? How did we do it? Well, in the world. I don't want to get into anime. Don't tell me about manga. Don't tell me about manga. How do you pronounce it? Manga or manga? Unknown Gamer says, have you seen the Gillette commercial, Comic Artist Pro Secrets? No, I ain't seen none. I ain't seen no Gillette commercial. Listen, I just got up. I mean, I'm just getting myself together here. All right, hold on a second. We got a couple of things going on. I mean, some of you guys are probably ahead of the curve here, but we've got drama. We've got drama in the LBC. So much drama in LBC. It's kind of hard being Snoop. D-O-double-G. All right, let me take a look at this. I'm going to do this alone. I'm not inviting anyone in yet. I know it's Comicsgate Live. I know, but I'm being selfish. I'm hogging the mic. Because when I rock the mic, I rock the mic right. All right, let's have a look at this mess here. I don't know what goes on. Why? Boom. Why does this kind of thing happen when I am not awake? Why does this kind of thing happen when I can't be here to stop it? When I can't exercise and exert some control? When I can't come in here and discipline these people? I need to come in here and I need to discipline some of these comics pros, some of these weirdo comics pros. You can't say that. That's going to hurt someone's feelings. You can't do that. You can't just hurt people's feelings like this arbitrarily. It's not right. It's not fair. Doesn't feel good. Yeah, Gail Simone, pictured here. By the way, John Dillard Gaming the System, thanks for $2. All my life, I prayed for someone like you, Ethan. Oh, really? Okay. Oh, John Dillard's life. He prayed for someone like me. Yeah. I get lost in your eyes. And I feel my spirits rise and soar like the wind. All right, sorry about that. Prawn says, how did you do it? Like Jordan BP, you figured out how to monetize SJWs. That is correct. Invite Mike Barron, somebody says. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to invite Mike Barron. If somebody wants to alert Mike Barron and let him know that I'm in here, that would be fine. I would go ahead and do that. Kendall Navstar says, why does Star Wars suck, Uncle Ethan? SJWs. Kelly Miller says, bullying people for their weight is wrong. I don't disagree, Kelly. I don't know why these people pick on me all the time. Do you see what they say about me? They call me Uncle Pie Man. They call me Toe Thumb. It's really hurtful. John C says Cyberfrog doesn't use Gillette to shave. All right, you guys are gonna have to catch me up on all of this. You're gonna have to. All right. James Dean, creator of Conflict, says, why is it Gail's business who Barron writes for? I don't know. Unless she's in the Mike Barron writing business. All right. So let me see what this says. Do you guys mind? Do you guys want to learn about this with me? Kelly Miller says, I agree, you shouldn't be bullied. Actually, I probably should be. I probably should be bullied. I probably should be bullied more. I get out of control. People need to push me in my locker. Gator says, go to the Gillette channel. Why? What's going on? Yeah. None your business says, bring Dave Simone. Well, probably not. For many reasons. All right, look, we're going to read this article, whether you guys like it or not. You guys can't just distract me with references to fat bullying when I'm about to read this article here. We can't get into that. All right, Gail Simone. All right, Gail Simone chastises comic pro Mike Barron for perceived Comicsgate association. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Who does that look like to you right now? Let me see. Let me look this up. Let me see if I can figure out who this might look like. Yeah. Yeah. Like that. This right here. This. God, how come I can't blow up any of these pictures that I want to? All right. Well, you see what I'm talking about. What is this here? That's interesting. Oh, look, it's exactly the same picture. It's exactly the same. These are exactly the same pictures, right, Joe? Hey, Joe. That's hip. Joe McCarthy, hip with the memes. Hip with the memes. Believe me, this kid knows what's going on. All right. Okay. So Gail Simone chastises comic pro Mike Barron for perceived Comicsgate association. Yeah. How dare you? What are you, a communist? Joe, you are, Mike Barron, you are a fifth columnist. Mike Barron, you are a fifth columnist, are you not? In the Fourth Estate. Gail Simone, author of Domino and Plastic Man, has long been vocal about her dislike for members of the Comicsgate movement. Only Mike S. Miller. That's the only one. Yeah. Not me. Like many creators currently employed by Marvel and DC, Simone erroneously believes that Comicsgate is a movement based on bigotry and hatred rather than consumer revolt. And Simone has made it a point to routinely decry and condemn and hate on anyone associated with the movement. Here's Gail Simone in August 26, 2018. She says, I believe comics are for everyone. Well, that would be nice. You know what I mean? I don't think they are for everyone anymore. Not only because of their ratchet, remember when the kids used to say ratchet? Yo, that chick's ratchet. I'm gonna bring back Ratchet. It's like 10 years old, but remember how old I am. So for me, Ratchet might be modern. Okay. I believe comics are for everyone. Well, they're not really. They should be, but they're not. Not only because of their ratchet content, but because people just aren't reading them anymore. They're just not reading them. People are not reading comic books, so they're not for everyone. They're for a very small percentage of the population that can tolerate stupid jokes being lectured to and preached at by SJWs. Very small portion of the population can tolerate that. Very few people have time for that. Very few people have time for that ratchet content. There is no excuse for harassment. I agree. These people have to leave me alone. There's no excuse. Today, someone offered me an excuse for why they were harassing me. They did. They said, well, they said, and I'm going to curse. All right. I'm going to curse. I said, well, why are you harassing me? And then this dude said this. So, by the way, Gail Simone disagrees with this. Let me see if I can find it here. Way too much tweeting. Way too much tweeting here. Oh, hang on. There's a new Cyberpunk page. I hope you guys enjoy that. I could tighten this up, but I wing it. The thing about it is that I wing it. All right, so here it is. Just letting you know that there is no such entity as anti-Comicsgate. Oh, I just like to call people out for being shitty people. By the way, SJWs all use this word shitty. It's disgusting. It's so low class. This is the most lowbrow word ever, shitty. If you're going to use like profanity, they'll say that. They'll say shithead. which is a little bit better, but shitty people. You, EVS, are a shitty person. That's not nice. I've witnessed it firsthand. What? Well, you've been in my house? You're welcome to be left alone when you stop being shitty. Wait a second. That's not what Gail Simone says. Gail Simone says there is no excuse for harassment. So theoretically, according to Gail Simone, I could be as shitty as I want and not be harassed. That's what Gail is saying. Gail is saying, no, people are allowed to be total dicks, and there's no excuse. There's no excuse for harassment. Do I agree? I do agree. I do agree. That's why I don't talk to any of these people. They're allowed to be total dicks. I don't harass them. She says there's no place for homophobia. There is no place for transphobia, racism, or misogyny in comics. No, there is no place for hatred in our society. And we live in a society. There is no room for homophobia, transphobia, racism, racism, or misogyny. In our society, we live in a society. There's no place for hate here. She says also, Mags Visags writes better than that entire group on their best day. What about on her worst day? What about on her worst day? I'll bet honestly, I could write better than Mags Visaggio on my best day and her worst day. I'll put that to the test. I'd like to take the Pepsi challenge on that. Challenge me with Pepsi. And then here's another thing here. Can we get rid of that? By the way, bounding into comics with the pop-ups. Bounding into comics with the pop-ups. Could you not get the F off? I can't read your website when you do this. I understand, but just keep the clickbait to one side. One side with the clickbait. Okay, Gail Simone says, seriously, why aren't any of these people clever? I also wonder why there are so few actual writers in comics. By the way, Gail Simone is very clever. She's very clever. She figured out how to get into the comic book industry by basically wondering aloud on a column why in one issue of Green Lantern, a woman was chopped up and put in a refrigerator. She was a hairdresser before that. And as a comic book writer, she's a fantastic hairdresser. She's very, very clever. Not many people can do that. I got a lot of people who are like, Ethan, how do I break into comics? How do I break into comics? I'm like, I don't know. Can you think of a marginalized group represented by comics that gets chopped up more than once? More than once. You have to top Gail Simone and shoved into a refrigerator that you would like to write columns about. Why are there women in refrigerators? I don't know. So that's basically how to do it. She also says, I also wonder, why are there so few actual writers in Comicsgate? It's pretty much one actual writer. Who is the actual writer in Comicsgate? Oh, Chuck Dixon? No, we've got Nasser. Who else do we have? We've got Antonio Bryce. We've got a ton of what do you mean? What do you mean actual writer? Quite a few talented artists, thank you. And we also have Mike S. Miller. But the writing pool is just an empty bird pond. And man, does it show. How would you know? We haven't, we put out 3 books so far. Comic Skaters have put out 3 comics. You haven't read any of my comics. Gail Simone, you have not read any of my comics that I wrote. You can't say that it's empty like a bird pond. And by the way, if it's a pond, how would it be empty? Oh, because there'd be no birds in it or no water in it. Is it dry or is it free of birds? I have to think about that. They all do. Comics. Oh, somebody says, careful, Gail. He has a YouTube channel. Is this referring to me or someone else? I do have a YouTube channel. I'm on it now. She says they all do. Comicsgate has 0 to do with comics. It's a YouTube movement. Oh, I see. Well, Gail Simone also has 0 to do with comics. She's a Twitter advocate. What is Gail? A Twitter? I don't know. She's a Twitter personality. Gail writes more tweets than she does comics. I mean, she writes a lot. Her tweets are far more memorable than her comics. And I'm not saying that to be mean. That's just a fact. It's a fact that when you think of Gail Simone, you think of Twitter. You don't think of anything else. When you think of Gail, you think of Twitter. to a lesser extent Facebook, mostly Twitter. So SJWism is a Twitter movement that has zero to do with comics. It just has to do with, I don't know, complaining on Twitter, getting people harassed on Twitter. Also, uniformly, their videos are really, really sad. God, I'm taking a lot of this to heart. Cheer me up, guys. Are my videos sad? Are they really, really sad? I get people who write to me and say, I was feeling bad today. I'd read a Gail Simone comic. I was feeling awful. And I went to your channel and I laughed. I thought it was funny. I had a good time. Oh, what the hell? Yeah. Immortal Coil says, you missed my super chat. Oh, don't worry. I will get back to it. I will get back to all the super chats. Yeah. Kinda. Gus Tyler Bush says, kinda sad. Yeah. Kinda sad. Yeah. Okay. Don't worry. I see what some of you guys want to talk about other things. We'll get there. We have all this time together. We have all this time together. Max Rebo says, your videos are gold, Pony Boy. And Cormorant says, anti-GG is a bowel movement. Well, this is CG. Anti-Gamergate is a bowel movement too, I guess. I guess so. Some people are saying, I always feel better with your videos. It's 50-50. Some people say, I always laugh at your videos. I feel better with your videos. And some people say your videos are the pits of despair. It makes me sad. I don't know. All right, it's a toss-up. On Monday morning, Simone wrote a lengthy statement to her Facebook page. Oh my God. The statement, which can be read in full here, begins by, I'll bet you I'm blocked. I can't read that. Begins by drawing attention to a recent post by someone Simone states is associated with Comicsgate. Let me move this. Everything, you know what? Today is just one of those days where I feel like everything is in my way. I got a new lamp on my desk. Andrea goes, your desk looks like a dentist's office now. I'm like, I know. It's too much stuff here. Okay, so here's what her post says. Here's an interesting little thing. It's obnoxious, and it would be meaningless. Or wait, it would have been meaningless, but, well, read on. So there's some gross, sad doofus comics gator. I don't even remember his handle. That's a lie. Yes, you do. And he posted this mocked up photo below. Now, I don't care about these idiots. That's a lie. Yes, you do. The smartest of them, that's me, is still a complete idiot. That's true. And yes, they are bigoted to their core. I am not at all. I am very, very open-minded to idiocy. I am completely open-minded and warm and willing to consider all fucking SJW morons at face value. Come to me. Tell me about your paranoia. Tell me about your mental illness, your deep-seated mental illness. Tell me about your phobias, your hate. Tell me about the fact that you watch way too much Rachel Maddow and you think the president is going to be arrested. Tell me. I'll listen. I will listen. Simone did not publicly post the author's name or link to the post itself, instead opting to quote the juvenile attempt at an insulting joke on her post. However, the original post was still live on the original poster's Twitter account. Yeah. All right. Gail Simone banned from all... This isn't nice. Gail Simone banned from all SeaWorld theme parks after she broke into a fish storage center and ate all the dolphin feed. Why is dolphin capitalized? Is that like a team name? Yeah. When Gail was asked to comment, she replied, "Those fucking dolphins are next." All right. And then this guy says, you know who should be writing comics? Fat, bitter cat ladies. Simone notes that posts such as this would normally not warrant her attention. Yet, on this particular post, Simone noticed that one of the people who replied to the post was Nexus co-creator Michael A. Barron. And he says, they are. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So he's saying they are. Fat Bitter Cat Lady should be writing comics, and Mike Barron says they are. He's going to have to list them because I can't think of that many. Gail Simone says, okay, so this is who you are as a human being, Mike. I didn't want to believe it, but here we are. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is alarming. I mean, this is the thing. You know, comics are so polarized right now that, you know, I've said this in my head so many times. So this is who you are as a human being, this person. So this is who you are as a human being, this person. So this is who you are as a human being, Gail Simone. I didn't want to believe it, but here we are. We're all saying that a lot about each other. People are too mad. They're mad on the internet. Simone states the Baron's work on Badger and his run on The Flash were influential to her as a creator, but because he did not immediately condemn the post in question, Simone felt the Baron had thrown in with Comicsgate. Of course he has. Of course he has. What do you expect? He's a right-wing writer who can't get work in the mainstream anymore, most likely because of his politics. Of course he's Comicsgate. Whether he knows it or not. I don't know if he knows it or not. I've spoken to Mike Barron. Mike Barron has asked to come on Comicsgate Live a bunch of times. I've had him on twice. You know, he wants me to promote his comics. That's Comicsgate. Mike, you are Comicsgate. You are. Don't let these people intimidate you. These people want to intimidate you and go, oh, so you're Comicsgate, huh? So you're a part of a hate movement, huh? No, those two things are, they don't, that's not, no. I'm Comicsgate because I can't stand the current state of the comic book industry, wherein this kind of weird, kind of McCarthyite behavior is going on, trying to suss out who might have voted for Trump. Who might have voted for Trump, and then to persecute them, no matter who they are. It's not just me. You know, you can say, oh, yeah, well, you know, you are a shitty person. I witnessed it firsthand. You could say that to me, and I'd be like, well, I don't know. It depends on your definition. But what are you going to say that to Elizabeth Breitweiser? What are you kidding me? What are you going to say that to Mitch Breitweiser? Those are two of the nicest people on the face of the earth. What are you going to say that to Tim? No, Tim Lim. Well, you could say. But I mean, the Breitweisers never did anything. They never did anything wrong. So this is clearly, you know, what Comicsgate is it's a reaction to overall, you know, the invasion, the utter invasion of these left wingers who are, I don't know, they're doing their own thing. They're ruining comics, essentially. I'm getting distracted by things on my desk. Sorry. I'll focus. Hold on. I'm going to focus. All right. So it says this. But he threw in with the Comicsgaters. Fine. That's his call. Last year, he asked to send a book to my house so I could blurb it. Ew, what does that mean? What does that mean in this context? I don't want Comicsgaters sending stuff to my house, so I said no. Maybe that's why. But for a pro, you really looked up. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me read this again. But for a pro, you really looked up to endorse this behavior and participate in it. Well, it's gross. Is it gross? That's the word that you want to use? How about grody to the max? I was like, it's gross. This is something that they do, by the way. This is emotional manipulation, and they all do it. They'll sit there. They did this to me for a little while, and then they decided to stop doing this. They'll say, but for a pro you really looked up to. Like, Ethan, I really thought this is so disappointing. It's so disappointing for you to believe what you believe. It's so disappointing that you're not like us. Boy, I really looked up to you. I like the stuff that you were doing. I really thought you were great. And imagine my disappointment. Oh, I don't want to disappoint you. This is, you know, it's emotional blackmail. It's manipulation. You know, oh my goodness. Oh, well, you know, I don't want to disappoint, you know, any of these. I don't want to disappoint. Well, I mean, you know who said it to me. I mean, and by the way, I've seen other people. I've seen this said about other people too. I saw Tess Fowler saying this about someone, and she said it obliquely. Someone I really respect, an artist that taught me everything I know. It turns out that he's like a fucking Comicsgater. Disgusting. I don't even know. I feel like this is so hurtful. It's so hurtful. Well, most of us wanted to go through our entire lives without hurting any of these, you know, I don't know, shaved head, troubled, problematic feminist, third wave feminist, comic book artists, troublemakers. We all want to avoid, you know, getting mentally ill troublemakers within the comic book industry upset with us. We don't want to disappoint them with reality. We don't want to. But this is reality. I'm sorry that it's gross. Here's the problem. I mean, it's the problem is that your assumptions about what Comicsgate is I don't know, they don't match reality. They don't match what we are saying. They don't match what we believe Comicsgate stands for. And so this is just a one big gigantic case of cognitive dissonance for you. How could Mike Barron be someone that you really look up to and yet believe something that's so completely gross? How could he be that? Well, maybe you're wrong. Maybe what you assume Comicsgate is wrong. Maybe you're wrong about that. Maybe you have ridiculous prejudiced ideas about the belief systems of people who vote differently than you. Maybe that's your problem. Maybe that's your issue. Maybe it's not Mike Barron's issue. It might be Gail's issue. Despite what these geniuses say, it has not always been easy being female in comics. It's been 15 years of hate mail. It might be for other reasons, Gail. And the occasional death threat. Well, join the club. That happens. It happens to me it happens to me weekly. I get somebody threatening to kill me. First it sucked. Now it's just kind of like, it is what it is. And by the way, people who talk about it like this, I need to see the receipts. I need to see the receipts. Tom King got a death threat right before San Diego Comic-Con, and it shook him up so much that he got a bodyguard to walk him around Comic-Con. And that was such a big deal that Tom King had received a death threat and gotten a bodyguard that it was in all the comics media. It was in the comics media. So the death threats thing, you're gonna need to actually show stuff like that. I do. I try to show like the weirdo threats. I retweet the awful things people say to me. I want people to see these people who are out there just kind of being harassers and abusers in comics. Retweet them. And by the way, that goes for people that identify as Comicsgate too. Gail, if these guys are harassing you, just retweet them. Just let people see what they're doing. Like this, All right. So including one guy who showed up at a Dallas signing and left bullets at the store after promising a comic book apocalypse. A simple "that's not cool" would seem to be the bare minimum rather than jumping in, but apparently that's too much to ask of Mike. Please tell me who the Comicsgater was who showed up at a Dallas signing and left bullets. Why don't I know about this? Comicsgate has only been around for about a year and a half now. Less than that. Simone would later engage with Barron via Facebook Messenger, wherein their discussion prompted Simone to make an update to her Facebook post. In that update, Simone admits to falsely accusing Barron of complaining about employment opportunities, followed by an attempt to shame Barron for not following Simone's personal standards and opinions. She updates. She said, I had a discussion with Mike here on Facebook. Everybody has to appease Gail. And here's why. Because Gail has an enormous following. She has an enormous social media following. And they're called Gail-Cada. Gail's fans are called Gail-Cada. They say things like, I'd slit throats for Gail. I've actually seen somebody say that. It's throat slitting time, some lunatic said to somebody who had offended Gail Simone. It's throat slitting time. So nobody wants trouble. Nobody wants to be bothered by Gail's crazy fans. She's got quite a few. She's got the loop-diest of loop-de-loos that are all following her. Tens and tens of thousands of people on Facebook and Twitter. She's entirely a social media personality. So when Gail comes after you like this, you have two choices. You can either say, F you, and then just deal with the consequences, or you can go to her and try to appease her, which is what she's used to having happen. She's used to people appeasing her. So here's Mike trying to appease her. I wouldn't say it was encouraging. Oh, you mean Mike actually stuck up for himself a little bit? But he says that he never complained about not being offered work, which may be true. That bit was more general because I hear it so often. So, in fairness, I removed it. He also says he rejects the term Comicsgate, but oddly, because he believes it was a term placed on the movement by outsiders. That's correct. He was unaware that it comes from Gamergate, the tag created by a very conservative actor for that group. Yeah, but Comicsgate actually came from a bunch of weirdos on the left that were trying to push this issue. This is Comicsgate. This is Comicsgate. And we were saying, no, it's not. Comicsgate was the existence of Diversity in Comics' channel. You know, the fact that there was some pushback and criticism to SJWism in comics meant that there was something called Comicsgate. And for the longest time, I just kind of said, no, I just don't think that that's a thing. I know you're trying to make it a thing because so many people perversely enjoyed Gamergate. I'm not looking for that. And if it were to happen, like I'd be like smack right in the middle of Comicsgate. That's not what I'm looking for. But here we are. The tag created by a very conservative actor within that group. He didn't disavow what they do or say, just the name as far as I can tell. Good for you, Mike. It's a bit disappointing, I admit it, but the one superpower I have is putting this stuff in the rearview mirror. I don't forget. Oh my God, don't let me make that joke. Don't cover Ethan. Don't do it. Don't make that joke. Okay, I'm not going to make that joke. I don't forget, but I don't sit and dwell on it either. All right, very good. Fellow comic book professional and staunch anti-Comicsgate personality, Mark Waid, future homeless pauper Mark Waid, was one of many to comment on Simone's post offering a condemnation of Comicsgate, as well as an insult directed towards Barron. That's right. Okay, some of you made the joke in the chat. That's fine. Mark Waid says, look at Mark. Hiding. Mark Waid's in hiding right now. And he should be in hiding. Mark Waid's career is over. You know, it's just over. He's a liability. He's a liability to anyone who hires him, works with him, knows him. It's interesting. And a lot of these SJWs have already kind of written him off. You know, they've kind of written Mark Waid off. They know he's going to embarrass everyone when the lawsuit actually happens, when the trial happens. Trial, court case, whatever it is, what would you call it? When this thing goes before a judge, Mark Waid is going to lose, and it is going to be embarrassing. And at first, SJWs were in deep denial about this, but I think they've come to realize that this is the case. Mark Waid will lose. He will lose, and it is going to be humiliating, because I want you to really think about Mark Waid having to pay Richard C. Meyer. It's going to be bad, dude. It's going to be really, really bad. So that's, if Mark Waid, here's the thing. If Mark Waid disappoints SJWs within comics on that kind of a scale, he's going to be unpersoned big time. What they're going to do, how they're going to respond to Mark Waid, is they're going to basically say, you never mattered. You're nobody, blah, 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 blah. They're going to treat him the way they treated Chelsea Kane. Like they're really good at turning on each other. They're really good at turning on each other. So he says, I think some, maybe a lot of Mike and his peers turned to bitterness and hatred. We're not bitter or hateful. We're happy, Mark. Is attributable to refusing to come to terms with the unfortunate reality that every creator, still talented, eventually ages out as far as the audience is concerned. I'm well aware I'm about half an hour away. Mark, it was like, I don't know, 5 years ago. They lash out and blame it on liberals or diversity hiring or whatever else is a convenient scapegoat and become cauldrons of hate. I've seen that actually happen. I've actually seen individuals who are like that, and they're all pretty left. The good news is you'll be remembered for your contributions by future generations of readers who haven't a clue why Mike Barron was once important. Well, that's some very flattering. What is Gail going to be remembered for? Please tell me. What did Gail write that was good? At the time of writing, Barron himself has not made a public comment regarding Simone's statements. Following her initial post, Simone made a second Facebook post reaffirming her blind disdain for anyone associated with Comicsgate, falsely labels the group as a hate movement, and her dedication to actively fighting Comicsgate with associated fans. Oh, good. All right. Well, you're dedicated. There's no excuse for harassment. Oh, no. There isn't a. Here's an excuse. I'm dedicated to fighting Comicsgate. Part of the reason some pros get pushed around online is they feel ashamed or embarrassed, so they just try to move on past it and don't respond, don't illuminate what is being thrown at them by people who should know better. I'm not that person. And I am going to blast you twice as hard if you are harassing marginalized creators as part of your dipshit hate group. Just so it's known. Who's what? They're bothering you, Gail. They're making fun of you and Mark Wade. Marginalized. You guys have power and privilege. In the aftermath of the Facebook post, Simone prompted a discussion of the classic movies that are actually terrible on her Twitter account. In an ironic twist, the responses to Simone's question led her to post tweets defending one's right to disagree with, criticize, and dislike any given works, even those which are continually lauded in the mainstream. Interesting. Here's a thought. Calling something a classic doesn't mean it is for eternity free from scrutiny, opinion, or critique. People are allowed to like things. I think she means things, and to not. This guy says, this kind of thread, the kind of thread that defines the internet. Take things that people like and shit on it. And Gail's like, I guess she's getting busted up on here. Jesus, people, get a grip. All of us have a movie we don't love that everyone else does. Big damn deal. Later, I'm going to ask the reverse. A movie you love, most people hate. That's also the internet. And then it's like, it's getting sad. Like, what's the point of this thread? Hate for hate's sake? People can dislike a thing. All right. Well, people dislike SJWs in comics. People think that the comics that SJWs are contributing are not interesting. They're bland. They're two-dimensional. They're, I don't know, condescending and sanctimonious. All of these things that SJWs are. People don't like them. And they are allowed to not like a thing. And Gail, if people who do not like SJWs in comics and people who believe in the principles and values of Comicsgate, most of whom are not looking for work in comics. They're not. Most of whom are not doing that. They're doing other things. If those people choose to join and ascribe themselves to Comicsgate, let's not. Okay, let's not sit there. Let's not start another inquisition. Who said it's it's Gail Simone and Tess Fowler. The two of you knock it off. Leave people alone. Leave people alone. All right. Thank you very much. Oh my God. Actually, that was yeah. That was a pretty good likeness. All right. So hello everyone. Hello. Everyone's talking about that article. Gillette razors. Now, what is the deal with Gillette razors? Am I going to find that out if I search Twitter? Gillette razors. They're the best a man can get. Let's see. Thank you for this, Gillette. Although I never shave my body hair due to my feminist principles, I'm going to start buying your razors anyway to support your brave work. Uh-oh. What are they doing? Boys will be boys. Isn't it time we stopped excusing bad behavior, rethink, and take time by joining us at the best men can be? All right. So I see a commercial. What goes on here? Boys are acting nuts. They're bullying people. Yeah. Oh, these are all like, okay, these boys are getting bad messages about men. I'm watching a commercial but with the volume down. Yeah. Oh, it's toxic masculinity. Oh, these guys are toxically masculine. All right, I got it. They have a new soy-based shaving cream. All right. Well, everybody's oh god, it's a long commercial. It's like almost 2 minutes long. That is too long. I have to listen to it. I don't want to listen to it. I can see it has like what's her name from the young Tarks in it. JF made a deep analysis. Who's JF? Yeah, Anna Kasparian. She's in there. I just went, oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. Men bad. Listen to it. Do I have to? All right. Let's listen to it, everyone. Oh no, I can't. I can't listen to it. I can't. Well, I can do it if I do this way. All right, let me. I mean, you guys. How much more do I have to be pushed here by the horrible things that are going on in the world? All these petty little fights. Let's see. Gillette ad. Progressive Gillette ad, hugely disliked, gets 40,000 plus thumbs down on YouTube. Well, I mean, All right, here we go. Wall Street Journal. Let's have a look at this. Why am I having trouble finding it? All right, here it is. Oh, wow. Everyone's writing about this. Doug Ernst is writing about this. The quartering is. Why did this seem like a good idea to them? By the way, all right, again, I'm having trouble watching it. There it is. Okay.
Bullying. The Me Too movement against sexual harassment.
Masculinity. Is this the best a man can get?
All right.
Is it? We can't hide from it. It's been going on far too long.
Girls in bikinis.
Laugh it off.
What I actually think she's trying to say.
Making the same old excuses.
Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys.
But something finally changed.
Allegations regarding sexual assault and sexual harassment.
Me too.
And
Hashtag
boy,
me too.
Going back. Because we believe in the best in men.
Men need to hold other men accountable.
Well, sweetie, come on.
To say the right thing. To act the right way.
Not cool.
Some already are. In ways big.
No, men.
Yeah.
Small.
I am strong.
But some
Stopping the kids from beating each other up.
That's how we treat each other.
They're just playing, Dad.
Because the boys watching today will be the men of tomorrow.
Okay. And everyone hates this ad? Like everyone's upset? Here's the benefit of this ad. Will it get soy boys to finally shave their soy beards off? Because what else these people who they're preaching to, they all have disgusting beards. Guys, it's time for you to be the best a man can be. Clean yourselves up. You don't have an elegant, attractive, downright sexy beard like I do. You guys look like messes. You look like the drawing that I did. All right, let me invite some people in here. Yeah, that it was grating. All right, it was grating. I got to be honest with you. I don't know if it was the end of the world. Seems to have irritated a lot of people. Clean your room. Here's what I agree with. What do I agree with? Not whistling it, not chasing girls on the street, maybe. I don't know. Wow, 130,000 thumbs down now. Let me add mine. Gillette is the best a cisgender soy boy can get. That is the top most liked comment. Look, I don't know what's going on with the anti-masculinity, with people hating men. I don't really know what's going on with this. I have to think about it. You know, it's like the kind of I don't know. I feel like the things that make men protective and make men great, and make men who they need to be in society. I feel like that's all, like all of that could be criticized as toxic masculinity. I just don't think that that's anything that society should want to get rid of. I think men should be cavemen. Men should be barbarians. Men should be ready to fight. Men should go after women. Men should be honest about their feelings about women. Men should not harass women. Uh, Men should not belittle women for being women. But at the same time, you know, men do need to be men. The idea of toxic masculinity is a toxic idea. Not understanding men, not loving men, not respecting men. I do think that's bad, and I think these ideas are evil. They sound good. They sound like they're coming from a good place, but yeah, they're sinister. It's weird. What do you guys think in the chat? Coffee Hunter says, "Is get woke, go broke true, or does it make them profit?" Because I don't understand why marketing is doing this right now. Marketing is doing this because SJWs have infiltrated everything, guys. Everything. Everything. Absolutely everything. And when they get in there, you know, they're going to use the platform that they have to preach social justice. And when they do, when they preach social justice, the thing that they are, that these parasites, the host that these parasites squat upon, will die. Gillette will be punished for this. Gillette is going to be punished for this ad. It's a weird ad. It's a weird ad. Pointing the finger at men like this and saying, "Stop being men," is weird. It's a weird message coming from a razor blade manufacturer. It's just weird. It's hateful. It's full of generalizations and stereotypes. These guys want to tell you to pull your boys. When your boys are in the backyard wrestling, you want to tell them that's wrong? How is that wrong? That's what boys do. Boys will be boys. That's not good. Yeah, they will be boys. They have to be boys. Boys do that. Boys enjoy that. Boys enjoy kind of fighting, hitting each other with sticks, chasing each other around, wrestling. That's what boys do. What exactly is wrong with that? I don't get these people. I get the sexual harassment stuff. I think that stuff needs to go. I understand that. I don't understand I don't understand criticizing boys for being aggressive. I don't get that. I think that's evil. I think that's an evil message. For a product to actually sit there and spend money and time telling people how to behave and what society deems as acceptable. Interesting. Yeah. Well, in any case, you know, look, I think Gillette is kind of confused. Sales are probably down anyway. People are not shaving. Guys are growing beards. I'm growing my beard out. My beard looks fantastic lately. And I wasn't going to do this for a little while. I like to keep my beard kind of close cropped. But I just let it go wild while I was drawing Cyberfrog. And the longer it goes through an awkward period where it just looks a little bit shaggy. But I'll tell you, once you let it get past a certain point, you're like, all right, I get it. I get it. I'm going to grow my beard out now. Looks good. I don't know why it looks good. Why does it look good right now? Why is every guy doing this? It's just like is it a fashion thing? It just happens to look good. It's odd. In the 80s, nobody had a beard like this. If you had a beard like this in the 80s, you were a weirdo. There was something wrong with you. All right. 1,465 people in here. Wow. Well, I sit here and struggle with this irritating Gillette commercial. That's what I get. I need to actually pay attention to what's going on. I am working on Cyberfrog. I am not looking at the current thing, but I might. Hello.
Hello.
All right, Cecil. Hi.
Were you just talking about that wonderful Gillette commercial?
Yeah. What'd you think of that?
It put me in my place, I'll tell you. My masculinity has been called toxic before, and I felt bad about myself, and rightly so, after I saw that.
Yeah. So what do you plan to change, Cecil, about yourself?
For one thing, I'm no more shaving my back. Done. I'm just doing whatever I can. I felt like organizing a woman's march after I saw that commercial. Mostly because I hate to walk. So let the chicks do it.
These poor women having to put up with us. What if we did this? I mean, what if men kind of countered this kind of language, this kind of hate speech? Because it is hate speech. This is misandry. I mean, it really is it's man hatred. What if we actually countered this by making commercials telling women how they should knock it off, stop being bitches? You know what I mean? Like seriously, I mean, there's just as much validity for men to come out and complain about the behavior of women as there is, vice versa. And yet we're getting these commercials that attempt to shame us into raising our kids differently and not laughing at Ed, whatever his name is, on Married with Children. Al Bundy, yeah.
But Procter and Gamble owns Gillette. They also make Always tampons. So you never know. Next month they may have a campaign that says, "Ladies, stop acting like cunts."
That would be. I would. You know what? I feel like that's warranted at this point. I think there's what are women angels? Not this generation of women. They're horrible. Some of these women are horrible. Not all of them, Cecil.
No, of course not.
Of course not. And not all men. Hashtag not all men. But this is it's I will say this, like, in a way, and it's almost like I shouldn't say this aloud, but I see this kind of stuff happen, and I'm kind of glad. I like it. It kind of underscores what I've been saying all along. My message about Comicsgate, about SJWs invading and ruining everything, and being a nuisance.
It's also the exact opposite of your Rainbow Brute idea.
Oh my God, perfect. You're so right.
It's celebrating being a man rather than having to be ashamed of it.
Yeah.
And be feminized.
How can I be? Yeah, like how can I be?
There might be a real appetite for that book when it's coming out, if they keep this shit up.
Is that what this year is? Is this year going to be the year of full-on attacks on men? Are we going to see more toxic masculinity speeches? And how many men are going to buy into this? How many men want to be told to be gentle and to calm down and not?
The only men that are doing it, and listen, I'm kind of on that side of the fence, and even I'm like, calm down, stop this horse shit. But the only guys who really it works on are guys that are pretending it's working on them, like to get in good favor with women. They go, oh yeah, it's right, like you're full of shit.
So what do you think this is? What do you think the purpose of this is? First of all,
I don't know who the fuck they're trying. I'm going to watch Procter and Gamble stock tomorrow for sure. I think it's going to have a detrimental effect.
Yeah, that's true. But okay, so let's talk about what this kind of messaging means. Now, Barack Obama in 2012 started a campaign, and people weren't talking about the word bully. They weren't talking about bullying really before, but Barack Obama decided that America's biggest problem was bullying, an epidemic of bullying. And so he came out and said so, and then suddenly it was a big deal. Suddenly that was on everybody's lips. Everybody was calling each other bullies. Everybody was saying, I denounce bullying. I hate bullies. I was bullied. You're a bully. et cetera, et cetera. That was Obama's plan. And the reason why you do that is because universally everyone hates bullies. Okay, everyone hates them. Everyone feels like they've been bullied at one point or another, and everybody has an instinctively negative reaction to the word bully. So what do? If you are Obama, you set something out like that, and then you say, and Republicans are bullies. All right. And that's how you win the 2012 election. Now, everyone hates Nazis. Everyone hates Nazis. Okay, so you put that out there. I hate Nazis, punch Nazis. Republicans are Nazis. It's the same playbook over and over and over again. So what is this? What the phrase toxic masculinity? It serves a couple of purposes that we can kind of suss out right away. Toxic masculinity, now that it's another thing that we can announce is bad about society. If you have no brain and you watch that commercial, you're going to feel like, yeah, men have a real problem. Hey, dudes, my dudes, what's your problem? Settle down, my dudes. All right. So you put that into the bloodstream of the American people, and then you announce in 2020 that Trump is toxic masculinity.
Warren Cortez 2020.
Exactly. So you're gonna have a woman out there. You're gonna have women running against Trump because Trump is toxic masculinity. That's how this kind of thing works. And the great thing about toxic masculinity is it incorporates all of the previous problems that Barack Obama, that liberal messaging already set up. It's like, oh well, they're bullies. Okay, so they're bullies. That's toxic masculinity. Nazis, toxic masculinity. Trump is toxically masculine. And so therefore that is going to be the phrase that you're going to see all next year. All of this is intentional. It's all on purpose. It's all part of a marketing campaign. It's pretty damn slick. And so from this, I am pretty sure that we are going to see Elizabeth Warren. I think they're counting on Elizabeth Warren running against Trump at this point.
I think Ruth Bader Ginsburg should be her running mate.
Oh my God. What if she dies before the election?
Oh, and he puts in a conservative. Oh my God.
That would be awesome. And his bumper sticker should just say Trump 2020 ruthless. That would be
Oh my God.
Oh,
that's terrible.
Thank you. All right. But yeah, in any case, this is how things happen like this. This is all intentional. And it is, it's meant to kind of shape society. It is social engineering. It's to set a meme up. And it's very effective. The bullying one did work. It did work. This is going to, it is going to have an effect on 2020. So you're seeing it happen here. You're actually seeing it happen right here in this Gillette commercial. It's the start of something. Now, is the Democratic Party part of this? Are they behind this to some degree? Is this part of the plan? Did they choose Gillette? Hey, we need to find a company who will work with the DNC to begin a marketing campaign.
Well, as a Democrat, I could clearly say there's not a Republican on that in an advertising agency that puts that out. I mean, if you're putting Anna Kasparian in it, I mean, it's clearly a left-wing message.
Well, yeah, it is. So this is, anyway, in any case, just everybody be aware, like all of this stuff that you're being served is intentional. It's part of a plan. I'm Alex Jones today. Why are we doing this? Why are you guys making me watch political stuff? Yeah, James Hayes just said Ethan sounds like Alex Jones now. Yeah, I know. Alex Jones, though, talks about weird stuff. I'm talking about messaging and marketing, something I know a thing about. I know a thing or two about a thing or two. And one of those things is messaging and marketing. So I'm telling you right now, this was intentional. This ad was the beginning of something that they want to put into people's bloodstreams for the election. They have to win this election. They have to win this election. And they're using their same old tricks. So the question is, are men willing to be insulted?
I think this one might backfire.
I kind of feel like you're right. I have to say, when you're insulting an entire gender, when you're saying you are toxic, you and all your brothers, and we do have a brotherhood thing. We're not like women. Men actually like each other. You know, women hate each other. I know there's a whole SJW meme about women all loving each other instantly when they meet them. But men, for the most part, you know, we're buddies. Like, we like each other. I don't like when I see a guy who's just super high T. I love that dude. You know, I have nothing against him. That guy would be toxically masculine. I want to hang around dudes like that because I want to be more like them.
That's probably why you liked me when you met me.
That's right. Yes. Well, I like everybody, but look, this is you know, this is the thing. This might misfire. I don't think that I don't think that men are going to go along with this. And by the way, the type of men that are going to go along with this are men that are already voting, and by the way, not shaving. So I don't know. I think that's where I stand on this.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I had to think about it a little more. Let me read these super chats here. Immortal Coil says, please get Star Wars Theory on High Council. All right, so here's what's going on. Hi, Critias.
How you doing, guys? How's it going, Cecil?
Hello.
Good. A lot of testosterone in this chat tonight. Star Wars Theory did a fan film. They got Lucasfilm's permission to do a fan film about Darth Vader. They put the video out, and it was demonetized, or it was copyright struck.
What was the name of the video?
Vader.
The Shards one? Is that one?
Yeah. Shards of the past.
Empire. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was great. I thought it was really good.
I got to see it.
This is something people are concerned about right now. It's all over Twitter. You know, people are asking me to make a video about it. I can't make a video about it because I understand what happened to them. You can make a Vader fan film. You know, Lucasfilm said you could, but if I used the music from Star Wars,
right,
it would get demonetized. That you can't do that. It's two separate entities who own that music. So they put the dun 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 dun, the Imperial March in there. You're going to get copyright struck. It's going to happen like that. You know. So my advice would be to go and pull that music out. You're going to have to make your own. It's going to suck because, you know, everybody wants to use that music. It's going to feel more authentic, but you can't do that. I would love for all of my videos to have real top 40 music in it, you know, and because I can, whenever I'm making like a video, I'm like, I have the perfect song to fit this mood, to make people laugh or to make, you know, whatever it is. And I can't do it because that will copyright strike and demonetize the video. So when Star Wars Theory did that, or got that strike, I was like, yeah, they let you use Darth Vader. They just didn't let you use the music. So that's, you know.
He should have used Stars and Stripes Forever instead of the Imperial March. I think that's public domain.
Yeah. Oh, do it. Oh, hold on. I'm wrong. He hired a composer. It was an interpretation.
It was.
I am wrong. Okay, well, in that case, so it was a cover tune. It was a cover version.
I still like my idea.
Yeah. All right, guys, I was wrong. I take it back. Fuck Disney. Simple as that. You know.
Just when I was about to go take their mentorship class.
Yeah, I don't like that. I should be able to, if I want to, I should be able to play a cover version of Hold On by Wilson Phillips and still keep the video up.
Or just
I should
change a little. Even when they have the karaoke stuff, it's off by a little bit. It's not exact, the music.
Well, mine's off a little bit too, you know. I know there's pain. Why do you lock yourself up in these chains? No one to blame for your unhappiness. You got yourself into your own penislessness, letting your worries pass you by. Is it really fair to feel this way inside? Did you see which part I changed? It was subtle, but I made a little change.
Right.
Yeah.
My question is, like, I don't get why would they, you know, like diss the fans like that. You know, I mean, they're trying to flatter them with their ideas and their, you know, using their music and characters, and they just come and tell them, hey, no, you know,
Yeah.
I don't like that.
At some
No, I-
point, he was using dolls at some part in that video, wasn't he? It looked like when there was like a whole bunch of stormtroopers, some of them were like action figures.
Yeah.
Either
Well,
way, it was good.
It was good. And it's a shame that happened. What can I tell you? I didn't understand why it was happening anyway. It's like you have to be a really big fan to spend all that time and resources making a movie that you can never really monetize. You know, it's Star Wars. It doesn't belong to you. Like, think about loving Star Wars so much that you're going to invest that much time and money into making a fan fiction Star Wars film. It's crazy. All right, so John Diller Gaming the System says, all my life I prayed for someone like you. Ethan, thank you. Prawn says, how do you do it? Like Jordan B. Peterson, you figured out how to monetize SJWs? Yeah, I do. I haven't. I should monetize them a little bit more than I'm doing. I still get like the most evil stuff on Twitter, and whenever I actually do Twitter videos about SJWs, they're doing really well now. Like my anti SJW Twitter video or YouTube videos are doing great, much better than my Star Wars videos.
Everybody's waking up, catching on.
Yeah. John C says Cyberfrog doesn't use Gillette to shave. James Dean, creator of Conflict, says, why is it Gail's business who Baron writes for? I don't know. John Whitfield says, you need a guitar solo. I think I had too much coffee. I'm very jittery. I'm very jittery right now.
You're amped up. You are amped up.
Yeah, I gotta calm down. Hold on, let me get a water bottle. I'll be right back. You guys, Critias and Cecil, you guys talk. Hold on.
Yeah. What's up, Cecil? I heard that you said you gave up drinking.
Yeah. What's today's date? The 14th?
Yeah, the 14th.
14 days sober.
But the other day, I thought I heard a bottle pop in the background.
No.
You sure?
I'm positive. Believe me. I wouldn't lie.
I'm watching you right now. I'm hacking your camera.
I'm not. I have a bottle of Poland Spring like some ordinary schmuck instead of a bottle of whiskey. But
So
yeah,
please-
I'm gonna make it. I went to 2 parties this weekend.
Okay, all right.
All right. Break it up.
Break it up, you knuckleheads.
Spread
Hey,
out.
Doug.
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, Doug.
I'm taking over the show right now for 5 seconds before I go to bed.
You're the real Doug. Well, we've had fake Dougs on that can do what you do now.
Yeah.
And those fake Dougs did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I heard him.
Yeah. They sound just like you, Doug.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, they do the they do all that. Like,
I liked when Brian was imitating me in pain. He's all, I'm on fire. I'm old. I'm in pain. I have shingles.
Doug, did you see this Gillette commercial?
I did not.
All right. Well, you're going to be asked about it, so you should probably see it. There's a Gillette commercial. It's 2 minutes long, approximately, that condemns toxic masculinity.
That's so terrible. It's such a terrible idea.
I
Could've
saw
made
it.
it sell razor blades. I think their stock is going to plummet tomorrow. Honestly, just from that standpoint, it's a terrible marketing idea.
Is he shaving his balls?
He's
No,
shaving his vagina.
Oh, it's just a bunch of men. Like, men do better. Do better.
Be
Do
beta.
better. Yeah, they don't like men. They don't dig men. Gillette, which is weird because I think we comprise some of their audience, a certain percentage of their customer
I think
base.
they're razors.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they're implying that women do all the shopping and buy even the man's razors by having that advertisement. It's
Oh.
really deeply offensive.
Yeah, is your man a dick? Then go buy him a Gillette razor. It's going to change everything.
Quick, buy him new razors before he takes a
I
swing
think,
at you.
Ethan, you might be right. They might just be trying to get guys to shave their beards because maybe sales are down.
I love that idea.
Stop being so masculine. Shave your beard.
Yeah.
Buy some
I like
razors.
that's good thinking, Cecil. I never thought of that. I'll bet that is killing them.
I didn't either. Ethan did.
You know what? I shaved my beard and it made Ava cry. So I can't ever shave my beard again. It's like she knows me with a beard. You know, when you have a little daughter and she's so familiar with your face, it's like if you make a change like that, they get very upset.
Is that why you won't lose weight?
Some comments.
That's creased. He creased you.
He did. That was nice.
That was terrible.
Shut up, Cecil. That's all. That's my comeback. Cecil, this is my comeback to you. Shut up. How do you like that?
That was so
That was
good.
that was good, right?
You got
That
me.
was
Yeah.
evil.
Yeah. John Whitfield says I need a guitar solo. JP4 says, EVS, I'm surprised John Dillard didn't tell you I made his baby cry.
Hmm?
I am too. I'm surprised he didn't come to me with that information. Ron Navy says the real story is Disney claims Star Wars Theories Vader fan film. Yeah, I know. After telling him expressly that he was allowed to do it, I got it. And I'm sorry for misunderstanding what happened. James Dean, creator of Conflict, says, since when does Gail's opinion matter, by the way? Mike Barron has been writing great indie comics for what, 30, 35 years? He doesn't answer to anyone. I agree. Geek Assault says, little tip for the singer. LOL, good stuff. Do you have any advice for a struggling comic reviewer? Love the content. Wish you so much success. Peace. Yes. Be funny. Find a gimmick. All of that stuff. Make your content interesting. Max Rebo says, your videos are pure gold, Pony Boy. And Cormoran says, anti-GG is a bowel movement. Jason Green says, the only thing truly sad is that Gail does this for attention. Doesn't she have a character to ruin? Yeah, Gail is... does Gail do this for attention? Let me think about that.
Yes.
So Doug, she came out and attacked Mike Barron. Well, to be fair, all right, I'm going to be completely fair about this situation. Somebody posted a really cruel meme about Gail. Like it was a picture of her holding a bucket of fish, like she'd broken into SeaWorld and stolen the whale food.
Oh, you can't do that.
Yeah, it's not right. You don't want to make fat jokes, Cecil.
Can't do that.
No,
you can't to men. You can't to women.
I won't stand for it.
Right.
Because I hate standing.
Because he has heart palpitations.
So somebody said something about how crazy cat ladies write comics now. And then
That's good.
That is true. But he said fat crazy cat ladies, and I don't know that many, honestly. Most of the crazy cat ladies I know are really skinny, and they have bulging eyes, and they look like they drink an awful lot, and they shave their heads, and they color their hair, and they have multiple facial piercings. And
they never call their dads. Never talk to their dads.
No, they're mad. Their dad disappointed them.
Are they single?
I'll see if I can hook you up. So anyway, so somebody says this, and then Mike Barron swings in. I like Mike Barron, but he swings in and he says, yeah, he agrees that fat crazy cat ladies write comics now. Okay. So that comment was like a shot across the bow at Gail Simone. And Gail Simone went absolutely crazy and said, you are Comicsgate, et cetera, et cetera. And then, I don't know, she stirred up Gail Cada. So Gail Cada is her fan base. And they are absolutely apes on her Facebook page right now. They're going absolutely crazy. And Mike Barron, Mike Barron's chill. He said, I heard a little bit of him on Mike S. Miller's stream. He says it's no fun being the object of a hate campaign. Agreed. But I don't know. In a way, he asked for it.
Yeah, you dish it. You got to take it out every time I open my mouth and say something spicy. That's the game you're playing.
Yeah.
I'm
no fan. Well, I don't know. He was just on Mike's show. If Mike Barron is in the chat and wants to come in, he can say so, and I'll send him the link. But
Joe, then of course get him in here so you could get that bad taste out of his mouth.
What bad taste?
Being on Mike's show.
Oh, being on Mike's show. Yeah, I totally agree. No, look.
Mike's in the chat, by the way.
Yeah. He's always in the chat, and I always insult him when I know he's there. But no, I don't know. Look, I'm no fan of Gail, but and I'm not. Like, I really don't like her. But we do have to acknowledge the fact that
So that Gillette commercial really worked on you.
In what way?
You're going soft. You say
we have to treat women right. Mike
no. I'm saying don't pick fights with people. What are you picking a fight with someone for? If Gail gets out of line, at this point, Gail has just come out and called.
If Gail was a guy, would you be going this hard? If he said
No,
if he
no,
said a
no,
bad
no.
comment about Dan Slott, would you take issue with it?
No, because yeah, from what I can see, Gail was just sitting there doing nothing. Somebody hit her with a whale meme. She responded negatively to the whale meme. Mike Barron jumped in and agreed with the whale meme, making Gail Simone very upset. Now, I put myself in the same situation. If somebody did that to me and then a pro that I wasn't expecting out of the blue agreed with this evil meme, I too would be upset. I'm just saying, don't pick fights with people. At this point now, Gail is out there talking about how Comicsgate's a hate group, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's just like, oh, now I gotta come back after Gail Simone because she's taking this one thing that one person said to her, and then she's just applying it to everyone. This is something that everyone in Comicsgate stands for and does, and sliming this entire group.
I think you know what though. Nigel Rhodes in the chat said it right. He said, "Don't worry, Gail has a thick hide."
No comment.
But I see your point, EVS. You know about the whole, this.
The entire chat is saying EVS is going soy.
You need to come to Cecil boot camp for a week. I'll straighten you out. I'll toughen you up.
I just want to be fair. That's all. I just want to be fair. Yeah. What do you think, Doug? Am I wrong?
You're right.
I'm right.
You're right. You don't. Yeah, we're not saying that about Gail. It's just not. I just don't like it. It's just not. There's too many principled arguments to make to go for that stuff. That's just trying to hurt someone or be
Yes, it's not about
purposefully.
hate.
And Ethan, I don't like the blue-haired land whale thing either.
I love it. That I love.
It bugs
That I
me.
love. Why does it bug you?
Hey,
See who you're in camp with now, Ethan. Do you see what's going on here?
See, it started with a pause. And now we drive a truck through it.
Let me think. No, I love the blue-haired land whale thing.
Okay.
Yeah, how do you feel about Soy Boy?
I like Soy Boy.
Then why do you have a problem with blue-haired land whale?
Because he's sexist. He's
No, because
women.
land whale suggests weight.
Yes.
So it's calling women.
Soy Boy suggests not being a man.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Would you rather be? What do you mean you don't care about that? Of course you care about that. Would you rather?
You're allowed to call a man. How many times did you hang out with your guy? You woman, you're gay. It's not meant to be. That's not insulting the way they're seen struggle with their weight.
Soy is unstoppable. Well, I don't.
Calling
Women
a guy
struggle with their weight.
Great.
Why?
Because if I hung out with my guy friends having cigars, I'd say, "Oh, that's so soy. Shut up." That's normal. But if you were hanging out with a woman, you'd never go, "Oh, you're such a land whale. Shut up." It's like you can't pull that off.
That is true. I would not say that to a girl I hang out with.
You can't casually say that.
I would.
I think even blue hair is. But I think blue hair is cool. I think land whale is just.
I tell that to my wife. I said, "Man, look at you. Look at a blue-haired land whale."
It's not. now come here.
Everyone's saying kick Soy Doug.
Oh,
All right, here's where I stand on this, because a lot of people are throwing around the S word in the chat. Yeah. Here's where I stand. Let me make myself clear. I stand firmly in the middle between Cecil, who is he's an Obama style bully at this point, and Doug, who is completely and totally soy based. I stand here. I'm not looking to pick fights with anybody. If anybody starts a fight, if anybody starts shit, I will be here to finish it. And that's one thing that I promise you. But I'm not looking to just go, "Hey, you over there who isn't bothering anybody right now. Let me just call you a name and see what happens." I'm not looking to do that. If you start trouble, you're going to get trouble. And that goes for everybody. And then the other thing is Soy Boy is awesome. It describes a certain type of individual that exists in the society in which we live right now. And so does blue-haired land whale. And by the way, just because you're fat doesn't mean you're a blue-haired land whale. Being a blue-haired land whale means that you're an obsessive, cruel, crazy, and rude and mentally ill third-wave feminist who tends to look a certain way. And that's what that is. But I would never say that to a nice young lady who is not a crazy third wave feminist who has a slight weight problem.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I've been in chats where I've been on threads with Gail, and I've heard people like make those jokes, and then I usually just try to diffuse them, and I'm like, I would never make fun of someone's looks myself because I'm a fat pig myself. So I don't, I honestly, it's not the tact I would take. I would never. I don't think I've ever or ever would call her anything about her looks. But I'm not going to
I would say feminist women because they're all at war with makeup. I'd say, yeah, they tend to look plain. They tend to
at
look
war with
like
makeup.
they just woke up, or something like that. I wouldn't say just because fat has nothing to do with values.
That's correct.
I'm here to make fun of their values, not their weight.
Yes, but Mike didn't call her fat, by the way. He just said that something about cat ladies. Maybe he did say fat.
Yeah, I like crazy cat ladies because crazy cat ladies is redundant.
That is a description. Crazy cat lady is pretty much. Why do they all have cats? Why do they all have cats?
Yeah. Because they're crazy. Because no man will stick around. No man wants to be in a house full of cats. So they get a house and they have 50 cats. They don't have to interact or land a man or woo a man.
Maybe that's the reason, because the fact that they probably can't get a man, so the cats give them the attention they can get.
Well, I think it's that people just naturally, the human animal has an instinct to nurture and raise something, and if it's not going to be a kid, if you've chosen not to get married and have children with your life, perpetuate the species, you still have this instinct to nurture and raise something. I hope.
Yeah.
And a cat is easy. It's going to die pretty soon. It's like,
And I always feel bad for single people who have the dog and cat human placebo. I always love it when I see a family with a dog or a cat. I go, oh, look, they expanded the family. Sense. When I see a single person, I'm going, oh, look, it's a placebo for interaction.
Well, isn't that the problem though? Like maybe that's how we got our SJWs and feminisms, because they felt like raising men.
I wish I understood that.
Like
you're on another level, Critias.
Yeah, he's up there.
Like they see us as their babies, and they want to, tell us shave your beards and put on this perfume.
Yeah, but women are always trying to domesticate men. That's fine when it's in your own house.
You have to fight back against that. Yeah, once you get married, women do kind of domesticate you because like they're trying to get you to settle down and stay in the cave. So that
Speaking of women, I'm not even married to you guys, and everyone's telling me to wash my hands. I'm not your wife. I'm not your husband.
Yeah.
But we all bought your comic book.
I wasn't married.
Sign it.
Shower.
I agree.
I'd grow my hair out. I'd look like just a big Peter Mason.
How many comics did you sell of Bigfoot Bill?
I'm up to 135,000, bro.
No, how many comic books actual?
Probably up to 3,000.
Okay, so you're going to handle and sign 3,000 and then send them all across the country. It's going to be like a wave of disease.
No, Bill Nye with a bow tie and wrong on every point.
You're not signing them?
No, I'm going to sign them, and guess what? 98% of my backers are men. I looked up the Indiegogo analytics, and men won't mind because they're fellow men.
I don't know about that, Doug. I got to be honest with you. I don't. I don't.
Take the powdered wig off and the beauty mark guy.
No, Doug. But it's one thing to defecate and not wash your hands and then sign my comic book.
I'm bringing camping.
You know what I mean? Like I'm down to hang out and stuff and do whatever. But like I can't. It's that that's and a lot of guys in here. Yeah, it is a biohazard. A lot of men in the chat have similar issues.
Yeah. Sierra Whiskey in the chat said we're.
By the way,
salmonella.
By the way, Comicsgate Live is back, dude. I don't know, I haven't really said this, but it's effing back. This is like the third episode of Comicsgate Live that I've done in 7 days. It's back. I put it away for a little while, but it is time to warm this thing up again and get going. We've got 1,525 people in here, and if that ain't Comicsgate Live, I don't know what is.
This is the show everyone wants to watch, and this is the show everyone wants to be on.
It's true. It is true. And participate in. And that's the thing. I watch the chat. A lot of people are like, does Ethan watch the chat? I read every comment, no matter how fast the chat cycles. I read it all.
I was on your show the other night, and I think it was like 25 backers.
You got
25 backers for showing up for a couple hours. That's crazy.
Yeah. By the way, if we have any wrenches in the chat, could you put the link to Bigfoot Bill and then Critias's Detective Dead as well? Let's get that moving. You guys should be back in this. These people. Again, they're out for blood right now. These lunatics. They're saying things like Gail Simone actually said. She said, "Have fun with your dying movement."
Was that about you on the toilet?
That was about another thing about Elvis. No, listen.
I'd eventually jump onto.
Oh,
hi, Mike.
Speaking of Elvis, or the anti-Elvis. Speaking of Depeche Mode, Mike's here.
Mike is Depeche Mode.
Oh, I should have worn my beard.
That or Erasure, I haven't decided.
He's Erasure.
How's my sound?
It's good.
All right.
All right, the chat is going like crazy right now. Everyone's excited to see Mike. I don't know why. It's just Mike.
Every time I see Mike, I think in my little head.
What do you think?
Right there. Some of that.
Yeah, I'm always happy to see Mike. You want to cut that thing off?
Yeah.
Oh, but I mean his ponytail.
Oh no, I didn't mean his ponytail. No, I meant the ponytail. You cut it right at the rubber band, so it's ruined. He has to cut the rest, or he has like the Shemp cut. Cut it right at the rubber band right there in the back, and then he'll have to go get a normal haircut, or he'll just look like emo Phillips.
I actually did that after I lost a baby. Thanks for reminding me.
Oh man,
that's terrible.
He always plays this card on me. Hard.
Nice going, jerk.
I can't even make a joke back at that.
I look so bad with short hair, dude. I look like
you don't look so great with long hair,
dude, or something. Yeah, I had it short for about. It was short when Elijah was born because
will you pull
we
the
had
ponytail out at least so you look like a Native American's going to come kill me. Like pull it down over your head, like out of the ponytail. Pull it down so you.
Oh, you mean take the hair out?
Yeah, like that. Yeah, get it down over your face.
Better. That looks way better. Why don't you do that all the time?
He looks like the biggest badass right there.
Hold on, let me see. Let me get the. You look like someone's big sister, dude.
No, he looks Native American. So first he looked Hispanic, then he says he's Japanese, but now he looks Native American.
He looks like Mallory on Family Ties. He doesn't look like a badass. You got to be kidding me.
He's a Breck guy.
You got to be kidding me. Well, you know what? He is Gillette. He's the best that a man can get.
He looks like James Earl Jones and Conan.
No, he had bangs. Yeah,
he did have bangs.
Can you do something with bangs? Up the back and then do some sort of bang thing in the front. Yeah, no, I can't do it.
Metal. That's metal. See, that's metal. That's Comicsgate.
Is it metal?
That is.
I have the mustache.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Nah, it's not. It's the guy from Faith No More. He's like, you want it all? Like Mike saw that guy and went, yeah.
I love that song though. I love that song. That's got a.
That guy's name is Mike Patton.
Mike Patton.
All the mics.
Last name's he looks like Lou Diamond Phillips in Young Guns. The Native American Lou Diamond.
Why are you saying nice things to him, Doug?
Because he looks badass.
I don't know about that.
Doug's infatuated with the hair.
Now he's like no saying blue hair.
Doug is like
Wales.
Well, if I could grow that, I'd do that all day. If I could.
Doug is turned on by Mike.
Just his hair.
Mike, do you have any lipstick laying around? Let's see what this.
His hair is the closest thing to spotting blacks I've seen in his studio. Spot of black
that's
hair.
an artistic choice. I don't understand why you can't let it go.
Oh.
Hold
the page down. Yeah.
Billy the Wombat says EVS is jealous because he's bald. Right to the heart of things. Right to the heart, with the knife. Terrible. Let me see here. James Dean, creator of Conflict, says bitter Twitter spitter. Meanwhile, Plastic Man sucks. Kay Brady says all this negativity may trigger Comicsgate 2.0. Ooh, I hope so. Watermelon Platypus says Gail is not fat.
Wow, how big is Watermelon Platypus?
I've seen him. I see watermelon platypus.
That's a huge reveal. I don't want to.
Yeah, that's just not. That's not a matter of opinion. I don't think that's up for debate. You know, I don't. GR People says, "Hail Caesar, may your sunbeam guide us." It will. Zebulon Pike says, "Welcome to the World Wide Web. Can't handle it. Shaking my head." And Jordan Walkeraz says, like, "Oh my God, that's grody the max. Like, wow, seriously, gag me with a spoon." Yeah, that's Gail saying it's gross. You're part of Comicsgate, and it's gross. Okay, you want to be like that? Gross. I don't know. Does that word affect you? When somebody accuses what you're doing of being gross?
That means we're being guys. That's like when my wife comes and we're having cigars, and they come in and they wave their hand, going, "All this smoke it stinks," and you go, "Yeah." That's all we're doing. We're hanging out with guys, and so of course she's going to go, "That they're so icky, they're so gross." Yeah. This is a fraternity. This is a brotherhood.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, get out of the cigar
Her
shop.
point is that she has to do the laundry and she doesn't want to smell it.
Yeah, true.
Eric Vaughn says, "Say no to barbecues and Gillette." You got to see this commercial. It is unreal. It is so good. It's just.
I'm afraid to watch. I'll probably jump off a building.
It does rub you the wrong way. I promise you.
Yeah.
Mike, what did you think of it?
I thought it was really, really stupid. I mean, I don't know how to put it into words, dude. It's boys will be boys.
Yeah. When the
boys be freaking boys. You don't want them to grow up into girls.
Yeah, that's fine. But it's okay. That's what I'm saying is Gail's a woman, so it's okay for her to complain about our little thing. What bugs me is when guy SJWs come in and complain about this and going, "How dare they?" Those are the pathetic ones. Yeah.
Redfield 70 says the irony is staggering. NPC pros are disappointed in behavior they find unbecoming, but they act like a-holes. Be the change you want to see, NPCs.
Yeah, did you see my tweet on this? I made the point that I can't wait for the left to eat themselves about this video, because at the end it says that boys grow up to be men, and I think they're going to react to that. How dare you say that boys grow up to be men?
Yeah, that's right. They were gendered.
This is
not always true.
You're assuming that these boys will grow up to be men. Maybe they want to grow up to be their mothers.
This is the Magnificent Seven. These are the Knights of the Round Table. This is a place where any guy can sit among here and hang with us. And I'm not saying anything, but Ren Famous could sit here with us. I'm going to bed. Oh.
You should have went to bed 5 minutes ago.
Before he said that, I know. All right. Curious Truth says, "Shave your armpits." Like, we all just looked at him like, "What are you talking about?" Dude, no. Oh, I see. That was one of those jokes. Curious Truth says, "Shave your armpits with Gillette on stream so we can be sure you're not a bully." And anti-Comicsgate is a dislike movement. Icky, says Watermelon Platypus. Cute Nerd says, "Will you do a commentary on pros turning on Wade?" Yeah, I'll be there when the trial happens. I mean, that's a big deal. You know, the Mark Wade, your boy Zach. Does it seem like that's becoming less interesting with time, or what? What do you guys think about that?
Well, there have been no updates.
Yeah.
If there's no news, there's no
Once it
interest.
starts up again, it's going to be huge news.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, first of all, Mark Wade has virtually disappeared, and I think he's over with. I really feel like his whole career, like he's a non-entity at this point. When he
realized he's lost.
Yeah, like as I was saying in the thing, here's the situation. Like, SJWs will broach. They will tolerate no losers in their club. I mean, they're all losers, but I mean, if somebody is clearly and objectively lost and has lost their cool and their mojo, they got to go.
If he loses his diversity in comics, mind,
it's over.
Yeah,
they're gonna.
It's going to be like
volcano
too much for them to bear.
Yeah, and he's going to lose to diversity in comics. That is definitely going to happen. So, that having been said and understood, I think, the big thing was Bleeding Cool putting him on the top 100 most powerful people in comics list, and he was number 97, like way at the end. I mean, it's Mark Waid. Mark Waid should be up there. They had to put him on the chart. They had to put him on the chart, you know, and not put diversity in comics on the chart. But them putting him at number 97 suggests they've already accepted the fact that he is going to lose, and they're trying to suggest to you that he's not that important. So that when Richard C. Meyer wins and destroys Mark Waid's life, their response is going to be, so what? He didn't mean nothing. His career was over.
Well, and he's going to lose. He's going to lose in no small part due to Bleeding Cool's article.
I know. That's some nice irony. That's some nice irony. But yeah, I'm cute nerd. I will be doing once there's news to be told, I will give you the news. As for Zach, I gotta say, and I say this on all the time, he might be listening now. He does watch the streams. I gotta get you back into the culture war, my friend. I gotta get you back fighting the culture war. SJW Spider-Man called you reading Rainbow at this point. And somebody else that was cutting, dude. I was like, okay. And then somebody else was just like, I feel like Zach's walking away from the culture war. I think he overestimates how much we want to hear his opinion on comic books themselves and how much we want to see him fight SJWs, which is what they actually want to see you do. I want diversity in comics back. I know you're not going to change the name back. I've talked to you about it. I know you're not going to do it. Man, I want you back fighting again. It's my opinion. That is my opinion. I know you've got Luna.
Just one man's opinion.
Yeah, his voice was really important, and it really kind of it wasn't about comics. It wasn't about whether individual comics were good or not. It was about what's happening to the comic book industry and why, and making people understand it, because very few people understand SJWs the way Zach does. As a cultural phenomenon, their habits, what they do, they all act the same. They all act exactly the same. And Zach was able to really identify tropes and put it into words and use anecdotes and things to illustrate his words in a way that was compelling. And it made people want to fight alongside of him.
Do you think he's trying to tone it down just because he doesn't want to give them say something too inflammatory and then have that brought up at the court case as an example? So he doesn't want to give them any ammunition. So he's keeping it kind of vanilla until afterwards.
I can see that.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I do know, but I'm not gonna say. I gotta say I don't know. And in any case, he needs to believe what his lawyers and what everybody else is telling him. This case is not about him being a jerk on the internet. That's not what this case is about, and therefore proceed being a jerk on the internet. And go ahead and talk about this, because this is important. It's important. People have to think about this intensely. They have to make provocative and interesting points. I don't want individuals harassed. Anyone who picks on somebody like Mags Visaggio or any of these professional victims, we have to discourage that. That can't be something that happens, because that serves as a distraction from what the overall message is. And the overall message is professional victims like Mags Visaggio and countless others are ruining the comic book industry. But it's not Mags's fault. It's everyone else's fault that keeps promoting her. That's the okay, so we were talking about Joe McCarthy a few minutes ago, and that there's such a mirrored kind of thing that's going on here right now. Here's what's going on. The Army McCarthy hearings in 1954 were about the fact that there was a communist within the army. Okay, he was definitely a communist. They identified him. He was working on the army base, and Joe McCarthy's whole thing was, who promoted this guy? It's not him individually. It's the fact that he was identified by the government as a communist, and yet somebody within the government, knowing this, kept promoting him and promoting him and promoting him. And the counter, the kind of gaslighting answer from the left was, he's just a dentist. Look at Joe McCarthy picking on a pink dentist. What a big hero. That's not the issue. That's enough to gaslight. That's the red herring. That's for gaslighting the rubes. The real question is, who is promoting these people? Who is promoting these people into positions of influence and power where they can actually do harm? So that's what this is. It's not about individuals. Some of them are extremely toxic. Some of these SJWs are a problem. The real question is, how are these people who are toxic and mostly talentless continuing to receive work? That's the problem with the industry. The problem with the industry is there's a mechanism somewhere within it that's damaged and is allowing SJWs to prosper within. And that's what I think we need to talk about, not about individuals, because nobody deserves to be harassed. Somebody like, and I used to say this to him too, Mags Visaggio was a target of his, and I'd say it's not Mags's fault. Like Mags, Mags is being offered all of this work. What would you do? You would say, if you were Mags, you'd say yes.
She didn't do anything wrong. Why would she turn it down and say, I don't deserve it? Of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. So she's not doing anything wrong by accepting the opportunities that are coming her way. The question is, what is the phenomenon that exists within comics right now that is encouraging hiring talentless people, mostly based on, for reasons of intersectionality, et cetera, et cetera? What is going on in comics?
Well, it's either Joe Quesada or Tom Brevoort. Take your pick.
Well, those two are definitely, those are two power players within comics who have made this their goal, and they're people who need to be kind of identified and spoken about. They are in extreme positions of power who know what they're doing, and they're ruining comics.
Well, Axel Alonso was doing it before them, so.
All right, let me see this. Let me read some more of these super chats. But anyway, that's what I want Zach back for. I want Zach back fighting. And I think talking about things like that has nothing to do with and will not distract from his case, which is Mark Waid came in and ruined my contract. And he did, manifestly so. Reagan Lodge says, Gillette sucks. Safety razors are way better and cheaper. Downshift says, I signed up for Dollar Shave Club because of that crap. Jägerbomb says, when in doubt, blame Russian bots for the high number of downvotes. It's the go-to excuse for failure for the woke crowd. Keep up the good fight. The Buzz CJC says, you deserve this for sitting through that confused garbage Gillette ad. I had to do it for free. Hail Caesar. Thank you. James Dean Creative Conflict says, Gillette, men bad. Also, men, please buy our product and you will be less bad. Meanwhile, grown-up electric razors 20 years ago, idiots. Himatlos, thanks for $10, says, it's a bit rich that Procter & Gamble, a company that has been torturing animals for years, testing effing vanity projects, wants to virtue signal about bullying. Oof. That is spicy. Nice job.
You ever see a cat made up like a whore? It's very sad. Because they test all the lipsticks and eyeshadows on them.
Yeah. I know
Cats
what you
don't
mean.
have lips, Cecil.
I've seen him do it on a rabbit, Cecil.
Oh, I saw Bugs Bunny dress himself up like a girl. I think he looked good.
Volunteered for that.
He looked good though, and Elmer Fudd fell for it.
It's confusing. Those cartoons were confusing, to a young man.
He wore a tight skirt and he always wore a sweater, a V-neck sweater, and he threw some oranges in there.
Yeah. Seabrav says the APA is framing masculinity as a mental illness. That is correct. Well, these are all good points, guys. These are sharp points. I saw that ad and I was just irritated. What, Mike?
That up is down, black is white.
Yeah. Good is bad. What are we gonna do, Mike?
You're putting a fine point on it.
Yeah, we got to do something about this.
You're going to do it. I really think that there's going to be a big appetite for Rainbow Brute because of all this shit.
That's right.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Rainbow Brood, everyone. That's the answer to all of this. Everything is well timed. Everything has a message.
I would like to point out that Lone Star is a real man.
Yeah, he is.
So
he is. I got my copy of
We're all
Space
doing
Force today. It was you know, Trump Space Force, it was good. My name's in it. Mike, is your name in Trump Space Force?
I don't know. I didn't buy it.
Oh,
I'm in it.
I didn't read mine yet.
Did they put the names of all the supporters in it, or?
I think so. I think you had to back at a certain level, and I backed at the $250 level. By the way, backing at the $250 level, well, I mean, Brett Smith was nice to me. Backing at the $250 level didn't win me any favor with those guys.
Well, I wonder what happened to Brett. Did he just sided with them, or is he just trying to keep the peace with them by staying away from us?
No, yeah, Brett is just like Brett's written me privately, and he's just said, listen, I'm, you know, whatever conflict is going on, I want nothing to do with it. I'm doing my own thing, and it involves working with these guys, but I got no problem with you. And I was like, I hear you. And so, you know, we're polite to each other, but you know.
Yeah. Well, he's already in on 2 projects with them. So what's he gonna do?
Yeah. No, I don't listen. Here's the thing about Brett. Brett is very smart. He's very ambitious. Brett has his own ideas about Comicsgate. I kind of wish there are a few. I was thinking about this today. I was like, you know, I wish that we could all kind of get together and make bygones bygones, because I would like to consult with some of these guys who actually have ideas. Not like Mike. Like Mike has no ideas about Comicsgate. Mike has ideas about comics, but like someone like Brett has a lot of ideas about you know, where Comicsgate should go. He's a natural leader. He is a natural leader. You know? So I don't know. I would like to talk to those guys more and just see, like, it'd be great if we could all just be like, hey, we agree to disagree. But we all are kind of going the same way, in a way, with comics.
Yeah, that's true.
No, this is okay. All right, fine. 1,578 people watching right now. Watching Mike. Look at me, weird. Not give me any answers.
Was there a question for me?
Yes, I'm sitting here suggesting that factions within Comicsgate that disagree should put aside those disagreements and actually speak to one another and work together towards a greater cause.
I have not disavowed anyone.
I haven't either, Mike.
Well, then it's up to them to come crawling to us. It's not us to freaking. What did we do wrong? What did we do wrong? Screw you. If you want to freaking come back, I didn't say nothing bad about anybody except I don't want to bring it up. But I never said anything about Tim Lim. I never said anything about Tim Lim, and he stops freaking answering my DMs, and I'm like, what's happening here? I had no idea. Because I was too close to you, Ethan.
Yeah, because you're with me. That's why. Like everybody who's with me.
I'm not with Ethan, guys. I don't want you to get the wrong.
Listen,
idea.
that's why my project ended, because I was guilt by association.
Yeah. Sorry.
I was too close to. Yeah, that was it.
Cecil, I'm so sorry. How will you ever be successful with me and not Nurkish?
I don't know.
So sorry for you, Cecil.
Yeah.
Somehow. I don't know.
All right. So let's see.
You sold a lot of those Trump Space Forces too.
You better believe I did. I worked hard selling that comic book because I felt bad, because I thought maybe I'd helped it to not do well. So I did help it to do very, 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 very well. Not as good as Mike, but you know, not as good as John Malin, not as good as Doug TenNapel. But the difference is that those guys created brand new concepts. That's the difference. You know, those guys created brand new concepts that people were very curious about. And Trump Space Force is a fun laugh. It does feature friends of ours, people that we know. I think. I thought I recognized some people. But in any case, those guys are geniuses, and by that I mean Mike and John and Doug TenNapel. All right, let's see. C.A. Cunningham said, the Buzz CJC says Jeremy Q, the quartering, did a Gillette vid. He pointed out the top comment was a guy saying it set a good example for his wife's son. Gillette favorites it. C.A. Cunningham says, I guess Gillette saw all the unkempt breads and the soy boy profile pics and saw a marketing opportunity. They're going to learn the hard way that these people don't buy things. Get woke, go broke. These people do not buy things. I don't know. SJWs have really figured it out. They use the phrase gaslighting a lot, and they employ it with great success. SJWs act as though they are the market speaking, and they are anything but the market speaking. These people are couch surfing hobos. These people are professional beggars. They're weirdos. They're unemployable. Maybe they do a little web design from their brother's basement, but these people are not consumers of anything except for Doritos that don't belong to them. You should not listen to SJWs about anything. You shouldn't base your business decisions around what SJWs want, think, or say, ever. And yet they do. People do. Get woke, go broke. This is going to hurt Gillette. And Mike is absolutely right. The stock tomorrow is going to be on the floor.
Mike didn't say that. I
Oh,
did.
Cecil.
I was just gonna let that slide.
And Cecil
you know who's
right.
rolling over in his grave is whoever the hell Gillette was, because he didn't freaking come up with safety razors so that he could demasculinate a generation of men.
That's what's going on. Knock it off, guys. Everything that you've seen before, every model. Well, listen, it's the Eric Esquivel excuse. Look, James Bond, the Fonz. Who else? Who was the other one that taught him to be a rapist?
Mork.
Was it Mork?
No.
Mork and Mindy, the toxic masculinity of Mork.
Mr. Furley.
Yeah, like all these people. Somebody's going to tell me in the
Well,
chat.
he probably did learn from Bill Cosby.
Who was it? It was Fonzie and James
Bond.
Gene Simmons, the Pamboy Lando. Pamboy Lando, soy child, dong lover. Got it. Gene Simmons.
Yeah. So those three guys. Yeah, well, that's how, he's like, that's why I did what I did. That's why, because I saw the Fonz raping chicks. The Fonz wasn't raping. The Fonz snapped his finger and women fell at his feet. The Fonz was a very charming man. He had charisma. If you have charisma, you don't need a knife. You can get what you want with charisma. You don't need a gun. You can convince people. You can convince women to go out to dinner with you and then to a sleazy motel. You can do that if you have charisma like the Fonz has.
I love the Fonz.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be him when I grew up.
Yeah. Do you want to be him now?
I got my own style.
He's a nice guy. He's a real soft. Henry Winkler is a very soft-spoken guy.
Bill Cosby had a lot of charisma.
Did he really though? Did he?
I don't think so. I don't think the women were throwing themselves at her.
That charisma is just what he called it.
It's all in the pudding.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna put some charisma in your pudding.
He was an off-putting man. Like there was nothing. Like if you had to think about the sex life of any human being, like if you had to think about what Bill Cosby's sex life was like, first of all, you don't want to think about it because it should be non-existent. You know what I mean?
I think he has a lot of skin tags.
Oh yeah.
Everybody got that in their head?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
No, you're not wrong about that. You're not wrong about the skin tags. As soon as you said that, I said no. Yeah. But in any case, yeah, if you have charisma, you don't need any of that stuff. Where the hell did that come from? Where did that tangent come from? Oh yeah, about all the men that we've seen throughout history on TV and in movies, and these men have provided an example for other men, like all our fathers. Everything that we've seen, all the men that we have seen have been poor models for us, and now these feminist weirdos, these SJWs, they're about to show us what men were always meant to be like, and it's going to take a little work on our parts. There may be some castration involved, but hey, it's a razor company. So get ready, everyone. It's time to become a new male.
But look who all the weirdos are lately. It's not hyper masculine guys. It's like, I don't know, Harvey Weinstein and Kevin Spacey is not exactly, the Fonz. It's a lot of and Anthony Weiner and guys like that are the
A lot of
fucking.
weaselly left-wing creeps that end up to be like full-on rapists every single time. Of course, it's a lot of powerful but weaselly disgusting creeps, and power exists in different ways. I mean, Mr. Bordertown did have power. He had power that he exerted over a young lady. He was her boss, and he was a famous comic book writer or artist or whatever he was. That's power. It all comes in degrees. Anthony Weiner definitely had power that he misused.
Berganza.
Everybody knew about Eddie Berganza but me. And they all say that too. Everybody goes, we all knew, but like, I don't know. Was it worth a lawsuit? Everybody knew. Everybody in the universe knew about him. I didn't know about him, you idiots. And that's because I'm not a gossip. I don't sit around gossiping with comic book pros. I don't know what. You did know about it or didn't know?
I did not know.
I knew one instant. I knew one thing that happened because the guy involved told me personally. He said, "You won't believe what happened to me at a convention." And then he told me the story about Eddie and his girlfriend. And they were like, I don't know if it was his girlfriend or what, but like they were drinking. They were at some whatever at San Diego Comic-Con after party. He's like, I got to go to the men's room. He comes back from the men's room and Eddie is on his girlfriend, And that was disciplinary. Like discipline was handed down because of that. But I mean, this is a guy who's like, actually, see, this is the kind of thing, like that guy was working for Eddie, and so presumably the woman is also in a way under his power because, her livelihood is connected to his, which is connected to and controlled by Eddie. So that's a really dangerous thing. It's like that's a misuse of your power. You can't do that. I can't seduce Cecil.
Right.
That's a really good.
Isn't that called prima nocta, when the king has the right to your woman?
Yeah.
People are saying on his girlfriend, meaning kissing her and everything.
Man, you stepped all over my meat toots.
Me too. Sorry. Yeah.
Hey, this is totally going back in space, but somebody said, "Who needs Gillette? Safety razors are better." Gillette invented the safety razor. I know it's totally tangential, but I was going back because I'm trying to find a good.
Were you trying to out Doug with these comments?
I'm sorry. Carry on. Oh.
All right. Yeah. But anyway, these guys all know, like the industry all knows what's going on. These people all know. It's like they knew about this guy. They knew about this guy. They all kept it to themselves. I didn't know. They all knew. They're like, we heard things. You heard things. You guys sit around like gossips. You spread rumors. You're involved in whisper campaigns. You all talk to each other. You're like, the industry's very small. Yeah, no, it's not small. It's huge. It's just that you guys are all gossips all the time. You have nothing going on. I don't have time. If somebody told me something that was going on with Mike's life, I wouldn't want to know. I'm too busy with my own life.
Mike, what about when he found out his wife was dancing with another man?
That was different. That was entertainment. That was part of the show, But if somebody
he's got all day for that.
Yeah. No, if somebody told me that in private, if somebody said, "Hey, Ethan,"
not to pick an old wound, Mike.
No, absolutely not. But let's go over it again just to make things clear.
Yeah, you've probably gained a lot of subscribers who have no idea what we're talking about. Ethan, yeah, let's.
Okay, all right. So basically, if somebody came to me in private and said, "Hey, Ethan, get this. Hey, Ethan, everybody's talking about this. Did you hear about Mike's wife?" I'd be like, "No," and I'd be like, "All right, well, Mike is too lazy to take his wife dancing. Like she wants to dance." Mike will not go take his wife dancing. So he lets her dance and she's got a dance partner. I'd be like, okay, the dance partner is another man. I'd be like, I don't want to hear about this. Like none of this is any of my business. Like none of this has nothing to do with it. But however, you tell me this on a live stream and suddenly I'm interested. You know what I mean? Like suddenly I'm interested and I want to talk about it a little bit more. That's different. That's not.
You know what? You're right. Your first instinct was right. It's none of our business. Let's not talk about it.
My first question would have been, somebody told me that, is she pretty?
She is gorgeous. Yeah. Mike married. I wouldn't say Mike married above himself though, because Mike's very handsome too. He's very
Yeah.
handsome.
And then I get pissed off at Mike, like, why you not dancing with your wife?
No, that was the whole point of the thing. Like Mike needed to be taught a lesson because Mike's been married for a long time. And guys who are married for a long time, they start to let things slide a little bit. Mike does need to. And by the way, because we gave him a hard time about it, I saw a video of Mike dancing with his wife. And I could not, he had a rose in his teeth. I could not have been more proud of Mike.
Rose in my teeth.
Did I imagine
my wedding video or something?
I know it's like you were doing what's the tango?
Maybe you were dreaming.
Yeah, maybe I was dreaming. Maybe
About me dancing with my wife.
Yeah. Well, it would be a dream come true if you would, then, Mike.
Yeah, but also, what if your wife really loved dancing and you didn't dig it so much? I mean, I kind of hear Mike a little bit like.
No, why would you dig it? You don't have to dig it. Everything's hard. Everything's a drag. It doesn't matter though. You have to do some stuff. You have to do some stuff that you don't want to do because your wife is making you do it. She wants you to do it. It makes her happy. It's like, hey, I really like this, and then you have to go, oh yeah. You know, like Andrea is really good at massage, and she's like, Ethan, get up on the massage table. I need to give you a 3-hour massage.
Oh, and you do it?
And I'm like,
what a sucker.
Like, I got other things to do. But then I think about it, and I'm like, this is what she wants to do. So I participate. Like a good husband. Like a good husband.
It's 50-50 in your relationship.
Exactly.
Very, very giving. You're so giving.
Yes. My wife wanted to make unleavened bread yesterday, and I had to eat it. So yeah, sure, I'll try it.
Everybody's destroying me in the chat right now.
The chat is fantastic, by the way. People are on fire.
They're very funny. We got 1,570 people watching now. It's good. This is Comicsgate. This is Comicsgate Live.
Hey, you know what? You should remind them to go see that freaking the Masterpiece Theater. Dude, I've watched that thing like 5 or 6 times. I laugh my freaking butt off every single time.
Nasser sent me another story.
Did he send? Did you know that the one he sent you was already edited?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, don't send us edited stuff. I want the raw Nasser stuff.
Yeah.
That would be so funny.
Guys, let me read a couple more super chats and we'll get to Nasser's other story. All right. It's bedtime. It's like 11:35. For me, it feels like noon because I slept all day. But for other people, it's going to be bedtime, and that means story time. So let me read some of this. And if you guys want, we will read another one of Nasser's stories. Oh, it's, it'll be
got Ryan and Elliot in here.
Yeah. Exact Change Only says most sinister ideas hide behind compassion. That's true. Jimmy Riddle says boys being boys equals bad. 10-year-old drag boy photographed with naked adult drag queen equals applauded. What the hell is wrong with our country? Jay Gatt says we live in a post-sale society now. Your boy Zach is a prophet. Yep. Triton 1 says Disney is desperate to make money for. You know what Zach is right now? Zach is Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. I think that's why I'm really sensitive about what's going on. That's what he is right now. Your boy Zach is in a robe. He's drinking soy milk from the tit of a sea monster. He needs to.
Is that what Luna is?
Yeah. Oh, I hope not. He needs to get in there, and he needs to go super soyan, and he needs to kind of become Zach again. He needs to be like, I am back, and now I'm going to lay waste to these SJWs so that Ethan can steal my ideas, which is what I will do. As soon as he starts talking about SJWs, whenever he talks about them, I listen. I'm like, oh, he's right about that. I think I'm going to reformulate that, repackage it, and offer it as my own. Maybe that's why I want Zach to come back. I don't really know. But in any case, he does remind me of Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. He's just given up. He's decided to just, Jedi Temple, what the hell, Yeah. All right. People want Cecil to read a part of Nasser's story. Cecil,
I don't have it.
I would send it to you. I
don't
guess.
borrow it. No, you do it. You do it. It's your thing.
It's not my thing. It's Mike's thing. Mike, do you want me to do it on your channel instead? Let me read these super chats. We'll move over to your channel. You can,
sure.
You've got the first episode up. You might want to do the second one. Okay, 1,561 people subscribe to Blacklist Universe, and we're going to do that over there. But let me read these. Disney Triton 1 says Disney is desperate to make money from Star Wars. They copy struck Vader fan film and making money off of it. Hashtag justice for Star Wars theory. I agree. Mark C says, Uncle E, have you watched the now Lucasfilm owned fan film Shards of Vader? I did watch it, and I get it. Believe me, you know. John C says, I typically don't take parenting advice from my razor blade company. I got 3 kids, all under 7. My household is soy free. Sabrav says, have our brute pull a Luke and look at a Gillette razor and throw it over his back in disgust. Black Russian Bot says, Obama is a puppet that was lurking for votes. Zorak, thanks for $20. Hey, Ethan, I am an econ major working on a project about the comic industry's failure. I have data points, but I'm working on a thesis. Might it be digital or manga or something measurable? No hyperbole. Trebuchet jousting. No, it's not digital or manga that's killing comics. Digital is not replacing comics like they thought it would. It just isn't. You know, the problem is manyfold. It has a lot to do with the content of comics. It has to do with multiple weird scams and non-returnability and all of these other things, but it has very little to do with digital or manga taking its place. Sarah Jacobs says, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the Strom Thurmond for the socialist generation. People liked my Ruth Bader Ginsburg joke, Mike. They liked it.
Oh, dude, that killed me.
That
killed me.
Trump's campaign slogan for 2020. James Dean, creator of Conflict, says Gillette's YouTube vid dislikes are climbing fast. Reed Troutman says they might want us to shave our clocks off. Sarah Jacobs says, fun fact, the best a man can get is actually a Mercedes Carrera. That's good to know. Men want Lamborghinis, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, young men, when they get a lot of money, they buy Lamborghinis.
You said it.
What'd I say?
The Lamborghini. Remember yesterday I said the car you were going to get? It was in my book.
Oh, really? You're right. It's weird.
The prophetic book.
That is prophetic.
Book.
I wanted a Lamborghini when I was a kid. I don't want one now.
In white. Get it in white.
Yeah, no, I don't want one.
How the hell are you going to get out of it?
Well, you know, I'm working on it, Cecil. I'm losing weight. I want you to know.
I lost 6 pounds just from this is 2 weeks today that I haven't had a drink. I lost 6 pounds and I haven't even been dieting just from no drinking.
Is it the drinking or is it the associated eating that goes along with drinking? Like, oh, that hot dog looks
It's
great.
the blackout eating, I imagine. It goes on after. Yeah.
I had one drink the other day. I had a nice Grey Goose and sugar-free Red Bull. And I'll tell you, yeah, sugar-free, like 0 calorie, whatever Red Bull. It was great, man. One drink was enough to make me happy. When you haven't had a drink in like 14 weeks, maybe it's not been 14 weeks, 14 days, I meant.
I'm gonna make it the whole month. I'm gonna finish out the month.
The whole month of January.
Yeah.
Sober January. Yeah. Your first drink will hit you like a ton of bricks.
It'll probably be at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Cecil, do you hit up Jack in the Box at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Do I what?
Do you hit up Jack in the Box at 2 o'clock in the morning when you've been
I'll
drinking?
hit up anything. Yeah. I'm usually in New York, so there's a lot of stuff open all night long.
Hey, yes, you gotta do Grey Goose with cranberry juice. It's really good.
Oh, sure. I'll do
Just
that.
drink bourbon on the rocks. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Gojirify says, yes. Kay Brady says Disney needs to make a Star Wars profit somehow. Seamus McCallahan says you need a mechanical license to do a cover song. Gojirify says, any word from Nasser on your reading of his story? Nasser, here's the thing about Nasser. He likes negative attention. You know, like he liked it. He was really happy about it. You know,
Nasser is aware that there's no such thing as bad press.
That is what it is. Yeah.
He's smart enough to know that.
Yeah, he messaged me. He was like so excited because you and I had finally read something of his.
Well, I was able to give him valuable criticism. But
yeah, he told me that too.
Did he tell you that? I was just like, finally, I read something of yours. I know what your problem is. I know what's going on. And I helped him out a little bit. I don't know if he understood what I was saying to him, but kind of hope so. You know, he has good ideas. He's just terrible with prose. Like he'd be like, suddenly I got a sick feeling in my tummy. or I got a sick feeling in my stomach. And I'm like, take a minute to like describe the sick feeling, Nasser. You know what I mean? Like you have to be, I know you're just 21 years old, but it's like you have to have read books before. Take a minute to use your words to actually make people see a picture or feel.
Nasser wants to know if he should be on the stream or not.
No.
No, Nasser, if you're listening, no.
Yeah, I saw that stream when he kept saying the word walk. You guys are making fun of it.
Yeah. It's just the same words over and like the most boring way to express any idea. Nasser would go to the most boring way to express any idea every single time, and then he'd repeat it. He wasn't trying to.
The hallway.
Yeah, and another hallway, and another hallway, and I walked down another hallway. I walked to the bed, and I sat on the bed. Like nothing was poetically expressed or delineated in any way. It was just like, you know what it was like? It was like that story was like a rough sketch. I would describe that as a rough sketch. You know how you start out, you take your pencil and you just rough it in, and you've got the general form of a human being, and it's a human being, but like there's nothing in it that's interesting because it's just a rough sketch. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the way Nasser writes. He needs to go in there and detail things and fill things in and make them interesting in his prose.
The chat is hysterical.
People
are writing abort Nasser, unperson Nasser, trebuchet Nasser.
Yeah,
one thing after another.
People have issues with Nasser. Sometimes they're the same as my issues with Nasser, but sometimes not. So we're gonna do that. We'll read the story. Jack Sparrow says, "Hey, will you claim my videos if I use farts?" No. James Dean Creative Conflict says Gillette wants to sell razors, but beards are popular. Now they can make soy boys feel guilty and go shave their weird beards. Sell P&G stock, man. Brendan G says, here's $2. Thank you. $4.99 message retracted. Thank you. Jay Gatt says Cecil is the master of timing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, how come it took you so long to thank him?
It was perfectly paused.
Oh, I'll take your word for it. Yeah, you're the master. Flipmo 360 says Gillette hate white men now. Heath Lawrence says I just invested in the Dollar Shave Club. Bet Fob Ray says, can we call SJW Spider-Man the Reen Goblin? Thanos EVS says I need pie, brother. Please give me pie. Typo Comics says, hey EVS, the Indiegogo campaign for our Bad Sushi Canon is in its last hours. The comic book is called Bad Sushi Canon. If you like sci-fi comedy, check out our comic. Toxic males are welcome and encouraged, in fact. Darth Bobcat says, but whales are smart and fun, not like these NPCs. Black Russian Bot says, kick EVS and Doug, fix it now. Man Samsung says, does she use Gillette razors? I won't anymore. Mark C says, so blue-haired land whale is good. Red-haired land whale is bad. Yeah, that's about right. George B. Pryor says, you should do the carnivore diet like Jordan Peterson, Uncle A. A good steak can cure the world of soy. Gojirify says, Ethan is also another word for soy. Amateur Ant says, I missed the beginning of this live chat. What's going on? And then with laughing emojis. Brett Favre says they have cats because they're too lazy to walk a dog. That is true. That is 100% true. Amateur Ant says most, if not all, SJWs are raised by single moms. Achura77 says, I do mind, Doug. Green Jedi says, stand your ground on being domesticated. Critical. Midnight Images says, long live Comicsgate. You know, I always do. You do stand your ground. You know, when women used to say, you left the toilet seat up again. You got to put the toilet. You know what? Like, it's more work for me to lift it up every single time than for you to put it down. Gravity puts it down.
And who the hell sits on the toilet without looking at it first?
You just walk in backwards, blindfolded, and sit in the water. I don't want to hear it. Like, I said, leave the toilet seat up for me. Leave it up for me. I don't want to touch it after you've been on it. You know? I didn't say any of this. That's what men can say. They can say, no, you leave the toilet seat up for me.
Or just leave it down and start sitting down when you pee.
Yeah. Well, that's not always easy, though, Cecil. You ever wake up in the morning and you're in that condition and then Yeah. And it's like, women don't understand this. Like, women will be like, why did you pee all over the wall? And it's like, because like I woke up, you can't bend it. You know, you have to stand like 30 feet back and just aim. You know what I mean? It's like a carnival game that where the balloon inflates or something like that with a water gun. It is. It's hard. Women don't understand that. You don't get it on the first try. It does take aim.
So then just pee in the bathtub.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I never thought of that. But that is for real. Like, women don't understand that at all. They're like, "Why did you pee on the wall?" It's like or on the floor or something. Oh, you missed. In whatever case, you missed because 75 feet backwards, and you have to pee so bad.
Yeah, you got an arc going.
Yeah, you got to get it just right, and then you got to move in slowly as the arc sort of changes. You know, that's the thing. You slowly walk toward
on this conversation.
Like, you know what I'm talking about. Every guy knows exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, you just you do the lean over, man. You do the lean over.
So you're aimed straight down. Is that the idea?
That's the
So
idea.
if you lean over, you're pointed straight down into the toilet. Is that what you're doing? Mike, this is genius.
Push down on it.
So you have to push down on it when you lean down to get it to be the right angle. You really do.
It's not pleasant.
Well, I'm not gonna pee on the wall, man. Come on.
What is that thing that they used to do on the internet? It was like planking in weird places. What was that called?
Yeah, you could plank on the toilet.
Yeah. That's what Mike is describing. Mike is saying do that. Like put your feet up on the sink behind you and put your forehead on the toilet tank.
And that's when somebody in his house walks in on him.
Yeah, none of this works. I'm saying that this is a problem that can't be fixed. Can't be fixed. So in any case, women leave the toilets.
We need something like the squatty potty for that particular situation.
Oh yeah. I would like a hose that you could just plug into. You know what I mean? That goes straight into the toilet. Like if I could have a tube that was this is my invention.
You're talking about a catheter.
No. Catheters go in. I'm saying this is going to go over. Okay.
They do have condom catheters, by the way. They do have them.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. But it's a hose that goes straight into the toilet. I'm pitching this on Shark Tank. For that condition, you just put it on, and then problem solved. And you don't have to do what Mike's talking about. Mike's talking about doing backflips and headstands. I can't do that first thing in the morning.
Why don't you just put on a condom and make a water balloon?
Mike would that work?
You got to try it.
Has anybody ever tried that? Has anybody ever
won't
peed into a
work.
condom?
It won't work. It'll just burst backwards.
Right?
I'll try it tomorrow.
It'll just go backwards. So let me try it.
Yeah. Well, Mike can do. Here's what I'm saying about Mike. Like I perfectly believe what Mike is talking about because Mike can do a headstand. You can do a handstand against the wall. Mike, do a handstand against the wall behind you.
Handstand or handstand push-ups?
See, he can even do push-ups. Just do it. Yeah, do the push-ups. Let me see.
Oh,
Mike, pretend you're peeing first thing in the morning. Do a headstand. Yeah. Watch what this guy can do.
Is his hair loose?
Yeah. All right, that's enough, dude. I can see your nipples. All right, good. Once the nipples came out, it was enough. Good work. Yeah, he can do that. I can't do that.
I could do that if you threw me out of a car going 80 miles an hour.
Could you really?
I imagine at some point I would flip that way.
All right, let me read the rest of these. Midnight Images says, long live Comicsgate Live. Jeremy Peerboom says, check out the Elemental Balance on Indiegogo. It's got 15 days left and is half funded. It's a fun read, affordable, and best of all, I helped edit. Jason Green says, Mike, give us a killer guitar solo. Mike.
It's not my guitar.
Who can play a guitar?
My son, Elijah.
Oh, that's right. He was playing before, but he had it unplugged. Yeah. Everyone, by the way, everyone's happy in the chat. Mike is a beast. They're applauding. Nice Mike. Very impressive Mike. Yeah. F you, Gillette. Like, this is what men do. You know? By the way, Gillette would not approve of any of this stream. Gillette would hate this live stream.
They would like the part where you and Doug were saying don't make fun of Gail.
Listen, that's I know everybody was mad at me about that. Like,
I wasn't mad at you. I just like breaking your chops.
yeah, but the chat was like, why? I make fun of Gail when she comes after Comicsgate. Absolutely,
because when you have legitimate points to make, you'll be just dismissed as being just mean. So
right, if she's making fun of Comicsgate and causing trouble, feel free to make fun of her. But I mean, if she's just sitting there doing nothing, leave her alone. Sierra, I know that's soy based. Sarah Whiskey says, EVS, no wrenches here. I humbly offer my services. Let me see if I see you there. I don't really see you. I would wrench you. I'll give you a wrench next time. Rezakai says, Mike looks like a young Gene Simmons with his hair down. Gojirify says, dances with Comicsgate. Jeff Meyer says, no more ponytail for Mike. Hair down, brother. Yeah, Mike. They're right. David de Bergerac says, thanks, EVS. I needed this tonight. John Whalen says, can you fly the huge TIE fighter around the basement? Maybe one day. Zach Berger says, after seeing the Gillette video, I can't wait to see Trojan's woke commercial. Amateur Ant says, watch Amateur Ant. I'm building a powder coating oven right now, but after that, I'll be making Uncle E his own Stormbreaker after that oven build. Hey, thanks. I want a Stormbreaker. I am worthy of it. Brett Favre says, yo, EVS looking jacked today. Lucas King, thanks for $2. Spider-Man not Bug Boy Marici says, she didn't steal the fish. She did tricks for them. Grandmaster Popo says, you see the shills at Disney claim the Vader film? Yeah, everybody's mad. Mark C says, has anybody talked to Mitch? I know he's super busy, but we miss him on the stream. How about you guys? Have you talked to Mitch lately?
It's been a bit.
I mean, I made comments on his Twitter. He was on vacation with his wife last week.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's been.
Yeah, then wasn't he sick after that?
Yeah, he maybe sick. I don't know. I just see him as busy, and he's in the chat, I think. So I'll reach out to him and see how he's doing. Mr. Snuffle says, can we divide into Carlson and Shapiro camps? All right, that's fair. So where do you guys follow? You call Tucker Carlson or Ben Shapiro?
Shapiro. I kind of have to be.
Yeah. What about you, Cecil?
I don't care about those guys.
Well, pick one.
The one that's not friends with Mike.
Okay, Tucker Carlson. Yeah. Critias, how do you feel? Tucker Carlson or Ben Shapiro? All right, thanks. I wasn't expecting that from you. That was a surprise, Critias. I would say I like them both a lot, but I think I don't know. I'm gonna say Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I like Tucker Carlson an awful lot. That's very tempting. That's like if I could work for one of those guys, it would be Ben Shapiro. But man, Tucker Carlson, I'd be like, I got to think about this. Rhino4563 says, check the transcripts. #Colin. Evan James says, F crying Timmy Limmy, D Queen from the start, and not to mention how he treated Cecil. We don't need snakes like him around. Yeah, I always forget how he treated Cecil.
Yeah, well, he's got a lot to. He's a lot like the Soy Boys because Tim is a nice guy, but a lot of times nice guys are not good guys.
Yeah. I don't know what. Again,
he's a nice guy, but he's not a good guy. Still to this day, never gave me a reason. Told me the truth was too shocking.
What do you think the truth is? What would be shocking?
Nothing.
What would shock you?
It would be shocking if he told me the truth.
Yeah, all right. Mike Murphy says, everything discussed is why I support CG, and I hope CG will support Samurai and Dinosaurs. Thanks, Ethan. Yeah, there's a nice Indiegogo campaign here, Samurai and Dinosaurs by Mike Murphy, which everybody should check out. I might get him on the stream at some point. We're going to do more Comicsgate Live pretty soon. I got some great news about Cyberfrog today. Great news.
We'll share it.
It involves merchandise. Let's put it that way. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. John C says Rainbow Brute will break $1 million in sales.
Did you talk to McFarlane today?
No. Oh no, that would be great. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't be able to keep my mouth shut about that. If Todd McFarlane was like, "Hey, we're gonna do a line of Cyberpunk toys," I'd be like, blah blah blah. You know what would happen though? If that happened and I bragged about it, he would immediately start getting harassed until he dropped me.
Totally.
I hate these people. Really hate them. I don't think he would drop me though.
He's got enough fuck you money, and he's got a movie. He's got a movie coming out. They're already working on with what's his name, Jamie Foxx.
Yeah. Here's the thing. We need more people who are willing to actually stand up to SJWs and say no in this industry. And there are a lot of people who are not cult members who want to tell SJWs no. It's about time they actually told them no. And I think that's going to start happening pretty soon. Gojirify says Gillette has introduced the safety space razor. Sierra Whiskey says Mike, Gillette invented the safety razor. Uriah Wright says Nasser fanfic round 2. Brett Favre says, will your boy Zach Force project himself into the courtroom?
It's Brett Favre, by the way.
No, he spells it Favre.
So does Brett Favre.
I know, but he spells it Fav.
Okay.
Right. He's doing it deliberately. Trigger Time TV says, just don't hand Zach his old light Soyber. Smiley Warhead says, had a JW at my door today and decided to be nice and hear him out and let him tell me about Jehovah because at least he wasn't an SJW. That is true. I would rather, I would listen to Jehovah's before SJWs. Gojirify says EVS needs a whale Borghini. Whale Borghini. It sounds delicious, but I know it's a car for fat people. You know, it's a double whammy. C.A. Cunningham says Vader Episode 1, Shards of the Past, more profitable for Disney than Solo, a Star Wars story. Stab Stickson says EVS, Ethan, you should have a Cyberfrog Blood Honey mead release to coincide with the book release. Like beer? Oh, Blood Honey mead. Got it. Yeah. Well, if anybody knows a small brewery that wants to do that for me, I would like to do that. Downshift. Oh, hey, Andrew Huerta. How are you?
Pretty good. So with you guys?
Well, we're finishing up this chat. We're going to go to Mike's house in a little bit, and we're going to read Nasser pretty soon. So, but I've got a bunch
I'm
of
telling you,
chats.
send us something longer because that thing was too short.
The video was too short?
No, the thing he sent like today or yesterday, it was like a paragraph long.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Well, if we can't do it, we can't do it. Oh, let me look at it.
No, he's sending.
What?
He's gonna send something.
Oh, okay.
So what do you guys do? You just read?
Yeah, we're reading Nasser's stories. You know,
the dramatic reading.
Okay.
Well, it's just it's NPR Nasser. You know what I mean? It's like, it's fun for people to hear.
Cool.
Downshift says, put the toilet lid down and start pissing on it. Then say, see what you started. Sarah Jacobs says, Men's Studies 201, ballistics of urine. Sarah, you have to. I hope you learned something from us tonight. Women don't know these things. Dank Plank said, by the way, the other thing that happens sometimes is when you initially start the stream, and not the live stream, I mean when you're peeing, sometimes it'll come out like wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it'll come out wrong. Like you're aiming. They're like, don't you have any aim? I don't have any aim until I see where it's pointed. You know, that's.
We need laser sights.
Yeah, Mike knows what I'm talking about. You don't have any aim until the initial. It is like
that's a morning after problem.
Yeah. Oh, is that what that is?
Because part of the hole is a little bit sealed up with whatever.
That's every single time. All right. So, but anyway, ladies, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, you go to the carnival and you've got those water guns that you fire at that red dot that blows up a balloon and you win a prize. Like, picture that. Like, as soon as the game starts, you don't quite know where that stream's going to go. You might get lucky and hit the red dot right away, but you can't guarantee that. And it takes a while. You have to recalibrate your aim and then figure it out. And that's the thing. And by the way, when you are in that condition, it is like that stream. It is like a water gun. It's really bad. Dank Plank says, use a cup to deflect the piss downward. These are good ideas. Bogus Fortune says, you're talking about auto milkers from dairy farms. Like that. That would help. Mike Brady says Schumer and Pelosi are going to pretend Ruth Bader Ginsburg isn't dead as long as they can. 83-year-old women don't recover from lung cancer. Oh, you think she's already dead? Yeah, I don't know. Ben West says Doug was right. Mike is a badass. Mark C says, Ethan, your Shark Tank invention should be called the Woody Whiz Herd. Okay, that's not bad. A Woody Wizard. Fan Addicts of Film says, Whiz, right. Tucker Carlson is a badass, my personal choice. Yeah, I really enjoy Tucker videos on YouTube. They're great. Monkey Elvis says, please, EVS and Cecil, Masterpiece Theater. Gojirify says, if your head in pinched, you have two. Yeah, if your head is pinched, you will have two uncontrollable streams. Yeah. Women have to understand that too. That's a lot of things to consider. You can diagnose my day by whether or not I peed on the wall. You know, see how I'm feeling, what I'm up to. You know, women need to love their men. They really do. Women, you need to love your men. Don't listen to these toxic messages that you're getting from these feminist razor companies. Don't listen to them. Love your men. Your men are unique. Yeah. Sometimes it can be like owning a dog. I understand how you ladies feel. I get it. But you need to love your men anyway. We're your dogs. Men are like dogs. All you need to do is like feed us. I was going to say have sex with us, but that's not what you do with your dog. You know. But you just need to,
bellies.
Yeah. That's the equivalent. So rubber bellies. Feed us. We're loyal. We're protective. You know, yeah, we smell. But we're loyal and protective. We're like, men are good. You know, men are really, really, really good. And yeah, we do. Look, dogs do bad stuff sometimes. But for real, you know, stop.
So you guys commented on the razor commercial already?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm dropping the link to my page for people who want to just open up another window early.
Sarah Jacobs says the P lesson is actually useful. I don't think there's anywhere else I'd learn that right now. Yeah, that's true, Sarah. I mean, look, again, we're here, you know, obviously, you know, there is some mansplaining.
Yeah,
and being valuable.
We're here to edify as much as entertain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Human Shrug says never cross the streams. I wouldn't see a reason why that would happen. If that's happening, something's going on with you.
Well, if you're peeing with two, sometimes it is two streams coming out, and then.
Yeah, but it's okay to cross those. I mean, I'm just saying if there are two guys peeing in the same urinal, that's weird.
Maybe
Here's the thing.
Especially if there's a bunch of open urinals.
Yeah. This is how you can quickly diagnose mental illness in the men's room of the airport. All right. You know how they have the long line of urinals against the wall? You go in, nobody else is there. You go in and choose one at random. Now, I'm going to choose one second from the wall on either side, probably the far side. Okay, that's the one I'm going to choose. Now, a mentally ill person comes in and picks the one right next to me. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Because they think they're getting in line.
They think it goes in order. No, I'm one away from the wall. They can pick any single urinal that they want. If they think that there's a line, there's something wrong with them and they're mentally ill. Why would you do that? It's the same. It's the same. You go into a movie theater, and like it's empty, and you just sit down, and then somebody comes in and sits next to you.
They're lonely.
Are they touching your foot with their foot by chance?
No.
If the guy goes next to you in the urinal and he takes a dump, then you know he's nuts.
That's just obvious, though. I'm talking about subtleties.
They're lonely.
Subtleties.
I don't work in subtleties.
Subtleties.
Are you playing Billy Joel's Jealousy for subtlety?
Yeah, I am. I'm going to play a song for Mike.
Yay.
I'ma let you finish what you started to say. But Beyonce had the best video today, and I'm sorry. Here's your microphone back. Goodbye. Just 'cause I'm leaving doesn't mean I'm no good. An acorn will always give you some wood if you're patient. Hold your breath and smile. My boxer shorts have a button-up fly. Calvin Klein must imagine that I'm too lazy to slide him down. But he's wrong, so wrong. I have to ask him, what is it for? I feel myself caught in a dual trap door. Ow, my dong. My poor dong. I'ma let Mike finish. If he prepared a little speech, but there's no future for Chong without Cheech, and I'm sorry. Here's Mike's microphone back. Goodbye. That was for you, Mike.
That moved me.
From my heart. Yeah. Okay, so everyone, we're gonna go. Oh wait, I have another super chat to read here. Brett Favre says Doug definitely pulls his pants down to his ankles when he pees in urinal. That's another way to.
Yeah, pants and underwear at his ankles, bare ass,
That's a long
standing
way
there.
down.
And he has to piss down at that urinal because he's a fucking giant.
Yeah.
I could see him doing something weird like that. Can I pump my channel before we go?
Yeah, go ahead.
I am doing a series of videos. I have my never-ending quest to languish in obscurity. So I'm going to do a series of reviews nobody asked for, nobody wants. I'm doing all 7 Chucky movies this week.
Nice. Cecil,
All right.
you're coming over for Masterpiece Theater, right?
Yeah, come by.
All right.
All right, let's go. This is over, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Join us over on Blacklist Universe right now for Masterpiece Theater 2. Should be entertaining. If you're planning on going to bed, going to sleep, this will definitely put you to sleep. Okay, we're gonna read you. We're gonna read. No, not that part. We're gonna read you a story. It's not just that it's on Mike's channel. I'm just saying we're gonna read you a nice story. It's gonna put you to sleep. Okay. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for super chats. Love you all. Adios.
Peace.